These people have allowed violent crime to surge. I've been reporting on Soros for 3 decades. Still can't figure out why he wants soft on crime policies as well as anti-capitalist politicians. But he does, no question. However, that's not a crime, but a criminal referral will hurt him. Will it happen? Good chance. Back in a moment. What happens when flu season hits and your medicine cabinet is empty? Don't get caught off guard. All Family Pharmacy makes it simple to prepare. If you want to be proactive with your health, this is the pharmacy for you. Stock up now on Tamiflu, antibiotics, antivirals, ivermectin, immune support, and much more. Delivered fast with a doctor's prescription included. Visit All Family Pharmacy, one word, allfamilypharmacy.com/Bill. Use promo code Bill to save 10%. That is the Morning O'Reilly Update. More analysis later on.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by Connor Roofing. You can count on Connor for all your roofing needs. Visit ConnorRoofing.com. That's CONNER Roofing.com. Vic Porcelli.
Come on, you're Italian. You understand.
Every day is a busy day all of a sudden.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Tough and smart, and I love Italian, so, he's definitely Italian.
At least I have this show to come and talk about it and let some stuff up.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
The Vic Porcelli Show.
Good morning, freedom fighters. Kenny Williams.
Good morning, Vic.
How are you, baby?
I'm good, man.
All right. Another great show put together by the world's greatest executive producer, Kenneth James Williams.
Thanks.
Kenneth James, did you put the show together?
Yes, I did.
I get it. We're going to kick off things with Bruce de Torres from the American Small Business League, because we didn't think about that. We didn't think about how a shutdown may affect small business.
Yeah.
Because if people aren't coming to work, then they're not going to lunch, and they're not going to go buy stuff, buy the paper and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we'll see. We'll talk to Bruce about that in just a bit. Fake news at 9:25 today. It's going to knock you out. Fake news is going to knock you out. The person you're going to hear is not necessarily a news person. He's a former politician, but he certainly sounds like a person who belongs on a left-wing news network. And the audio you'll hear will be from a left-wing news place. Nate Lucas at 10:05 today. We'll see how barren DC is with this no end in sight. Porcelli's Deli at 10:25. Ken, October is Italian Heritage Month, so I thought we'd talk a little bit about being Italian. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good idea.
So that's all coming up today. Who's going to do the Pledge of Allegiance for us today, Ken?
We've got Susan Pendergrass.
Oh, Dr. Pendergrass. Yeah, from Show Me. Go ahead, Doctor.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, before we get going, I just want to, every day is another adventure watching the Today Show. What are they going to say? And today, like at the very beginning, they have what they think is a real clever headline.
Yeah.
And then they read exactly what the headline says. Like, we can't read it. Like, we don't know how to read. So today was no end in sight for the shutdown. First of all, today's Yom Kippur.
Yeah.
So we're not going to talk to Karen right now because she's celebrating Yom Kippur. And she actually sent me a really cool thing. Ivanka Trump's message to Jewish people on today.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool.
Yeah. So, well, no, I shouldn't have veered off. I shouldn't have taken that exit ramp. Oh, so no end in sight. So it happened like yesterday, right? Today's day 2. Oh my God, no end in sight. They're so ridiculous, Ken. They're so ridiculous. We'll get into that in just a little bit. But what about small business? How are they figuring into all this? Let's talk to Bruce de Torres, Director of Communications for the American Small Business League. Bruce, thanks for being with us. How are you?
I'm great. Nice to meet you both. How are you?
Very nice to meet you as well. We're good. So, I don't think on a normal everyday basis, we don't think about small business enough, right? I mean, Manchester Road here in St. Louis, out in West County, where I live, there are so many vacant buildings that used to be businesses that used to thrive, and now all of a sudden they're gone. I mean, is that just a Missouri, St. Louis thing, or is that happening around the country?
Oh, it's happening all over the country, and it's alarming. The house is on fire, and here's why. We are a small business nation. 99.9% of all businesses, Vic and Kenny, are small businesses. 0.1% of American companies are big businesses.
Wow.
Unfortunately, they include the big media companies. So 24/7 on most outlets, you hear and see and think about and are shown the actions, the activities of the giant corporations. And that allows Washington to serve 0.1% of the biggest businesses in America, far more than it does the rest of us, the 35 million businesses in America that are small businesses. That's the foundation and the lens through which we look at everything.
And out of the people, I already forgot, my dementia's sinking in here. I already missed the percentage of what you said are small businesses, but out of that, how much are owned and run by women?
Women own 40% of all businesses in America, and we've got a Don't Cheat Women project, don'tcheatwomen.com, that explains why women businesses ought to be given more than just 5% of the federal contracting budget. Half the population, 40% of the businesses, they own 14 million businesses. They generate almost $3 trillion in revenue. They employ over 12 million people. They sell what the government buys. But the law says they're supposed to get only 5% of federal contract dollars every year, and in reality, they probably get around 1 or 2%.
Well, there was a Chrysler plant. How far is Fenton from here, Ken? Maybe 15 miles at best.
Maybe 20.
Maybe 20 miles from the city. And when that closed down, I learned this when it happened, that for every job lost at a corporation like that, 4 jobs are lost in the small businesses in the surrounding communities. And that's just devastating to small business.
Yeah. And no administration for decades has well served America's small businesses. They pretend to, they make big press releases and announcements about lots and lots of tweaks or new programs at the SBA, particularly about loans. Well, only 1 to 2% of our small businesses ever get an SBA-backed loan. And, only 0.2% of small businesses get federal contracts when they're supposed to get, when there's, about 3 million businesses in America could apply for federal contracts, which is part of the annual procurement budget steered toward goods and services of $800 billion that the federal government buys. It's the world's largest purchaser of goods and services. So, we want to talk about the shutdown, but I want to conclude by the point I'm leading to, which is simply, if the federal government steered the 23% of its budgets to small businesses, it would create millions of new jobs, just the way the Small Business Act intended in 1953. And every congressman, senator, and candidate for the midterms next year, we're trying to reach out to them and tell them this, because when enough people get behind it, it's economic prosperity, no new taxes, no new spending. They're codified in the law. If we could just make the federal government not work for the 0.1% of companies that are big business.
They're locked in, man. Unfortunately, they're locked in. We're talking to Bruce Torres, who is the Director of Communications for the American Small Business League and the Don't Cheat Women Project. So I went to the website, American Small Business League, and there's a, drop-down menu on top. And one of them says, Dear 2026 House and Senate candidates. And then there's some real issues, some of which we're talking about right here, that 40% of businesses are owned by women and they get 5% of federal contracts, like you say. So how do we get this page specifically on your website in front of people who are running for House and Senate seats?
Well, thank you. I want to come over and mow your lawn and fold your laundry just for mentioning that.
Got it.
We're reaching out to every member of the House and Senate Small Business Committees. every member of the Senate and every member of the House. 1,300 candidates for the midterms that we found, and writing them and teaching them these very, very issues, because women can tip the election, and they will get behind the candidates for the Senate, the House, who say, I want economic fairness for women so that when they get a fair amount of federal contracts, you tell me what it should be, 15%. We're asking for 15%, not 5%. They're 40% of their businesses. Should it be 40% of the contracts? Let's debate that. But let's get started by leaning on everyone who could make a difference to want economic fairness for women so they could compete for those contracts. Don't just hand it to them, make them compete like everybody else. Because what's at stake is their political equality. Because men earn and save more than women, it's easier for they donate more to politicians. They have more influence at that level. It's easier for them to run for office. Men hold about 75% of every seat in the Senate, in the House, all state legislatures, almost that many governor chairs, and 90% of committee chair and party leadership positions. And women have different political priorities. They are half the human race, half the heart and soul of humanity, and they need to be heard and participate and have the same impact as men politically to balance out our humanity, our vision for the future, and our care and nurturing of our children and our elderly parents. So there's a lot riding on just this particular little foot in the door. Let's get them a fair amount of federal contracts.
Hey, Bruce, I just wanted to ask you again about, because we have the shutdown right now and you have the small business, men and women. Can you tell us, is the shutdown good that the Republicans are not coalescing behind the Democrats?
My brain just froze because those are two gigantic things. Broadly, specifically, shutdown's not good. So whatever could resolve it would be good.
Yeah, but
the issues at stake that are causing the gridlock, please, everybody, go into a back room and figure it out. But, put a sign on the wall that reminds you, the American people, that's who we're trying to serve. So that's the short answer about the shutdown.
So every election, every single election, they talk about the women vote, right? The suburban women vote, which one's voting for Trump, which ones aren't. So much so that you would think that especially women congressmen and senators would be using a megaphone to talk about women owned businesses. But I never hear it, and never heard it before I talked to you, honestly.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head there. And it's a measure of how the folks in Washington are captured by corporate power and the giant donors who contribute to their campaigns, and how the media, like we said earlier, really works for the 0.1% of these big businesses that love things just the way they are and would love us fighting about everything else under the sun and take our eye off the economic ball. For the last 2 days, I've been thinking the best thing about the shutdown is if it does pinches us economically, there should be a big and loud and fast howl to resolve it, because most are resolved in 2 or 3 days. Sometimes they go for a week or two. 2019, it went for 35 days, and that is so painful. I almost said effing painful. So there. So that to alert us to the distraction that so much of news and politics is. Frank Zappa, musician, 1980s, said, politics is the entertainment division of the military-industrial complex, meaning the momentum rolls right along. Old Man River just keeps rolling along with the giant companies getting the giant contracts, mostly in service to the Pentagon. And that's a whole other ball of wax to evaluate. Are we really doing all we could for peace in the world? Do we want peace in the world? Do we want to scale down? There was there's an old tradition, gone with the wind, of pursuing not only peace, but disarmament. That evaporated when they took out John F. Kennedy in 1963. And I'm an amateur historian. And then, because you have to go back to the founders and the ideals. What are we supposed to be? What did we do during the periods of our greatest prosperity? And then you see the fulfillment of Eisenhower's 1961 warning about the military-industrial complex fulfilled. I say we're not America since the USA Patriot Act and Department of Homeland Security eviscerated so many of our constitutional rights. We don't live under the Constitution. We are not America. America is to be created by people talking about and caring about these things.
You know, as you were saying it, I started writing peace and prosperity because you always hear those two words together, right? When you have peace, a lot easier for prosperity. And Ken, I want you to know Bruce is the first guest we've had on this show to bring up Frank Zappa. So now I got to come mow your lawn and do your laundry, Bruce.
I'll take it.
All right. Tell us a little bit about the American Small Business League website, would you?
Certainly. Thank you. ASBL.com. The facts, figures, and our long fight to expose the fact that the vast majority of federal contracts go to big businesses, even though the SBA tells us otherwise every single year. ASBL.com. And that letter to candidates raising the issue of women contracts and the contracts, the fair amount that ought to go to women in our project. Don't cheat women.com.
Don't cheat women. Bruce, thanks so much for being with us. Let's talk again when we get some peace and prosperity, okay?
I would love to. Hopefully sooner than that.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, I see what you're saying. No end in sight.
Right.
All right. Bruce.
Thanks, Bruce.
Bruce.
Thank you both.
You got it. The Torres from ASBL.com.
And
right.
don't cheat women.com.
Yes. Don't cheat the women. Wouldn't you think, Ken, AOC and Elizabeth Warren, Nancy Pelosi, and all these women would talk about stuff like this?
No.
Do you ever hear them?
Well, because they only do it when it's the opportunity to virtue signal.
Right.
Otherwise, they don't give a damn. They don't care. They really don't.
You're right. All right. When we get back, one of the most extraordinary fake news things that we do, sorry, I had a banana for breakfast. Plus, there's some air under my diaphragm. Well, coming up on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Watch us on our live stream using Rumble, Facebook, and Twitter. Vic and Ken. Ken can build a deck. Vic can build a sandwich. The Vic Porcelli Show on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
Yes, I listen on my phone.
If you have a phone, you have a radio.
It is awesome.
Download the all-new News Talk STL app and listen anytime, anywhere.
Hey, firearms enthusiast, looking for a family and veteran-owned shop with a wide selection of products and services? Head to DG Firearms, 115 Business Highway 61 North in Bowling Green. DG Firearms has been your one-stop shop for custom ARs, Cerakoting, laser engraving, gunsmithing, suppressors, ammo, and reloading supplies. DG Firearms, 115 Business Highway 61 North in Bowling Green, and online at dgfirearmsllc.com.
Is your retirement income at risk if you or your spouse needs nursing home or in-home care? Hi, I'm Eric Robert, Director of Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money, Saturday mornings at 9 on News Talk STL 101.9. The cost of long-term care is one of the biggest risks in retirement planning. For many retirees, a single nursing home stay can cause a significant reduction in assets that can permanently reduce your retirement income. Fortunately, there are affordable and flexible options available today that can help you manage the cost of long-term care. Our team can help you address the risks relevant to your retirement, including long-term care. To schedule your free retirement plan consultation, go to clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com, or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
Jamie Allman here, and I want you to hide out with me 10 minutes south of 270 in Gravois at the wonderful Hideout, the best burgers you're going to find anywhere in the land, and yet people still eat Dave's Chili right there at 90-degree temperatures. Music every day, it seems, people, on the weekends especially, and dinners and lunch served every single day of the week. The coldest beer and the best staff you're going to find. The Hideout right there in High Ridge.
So many ways to listen to News Talk STL.
Join the conversation. All you have to do is say,
Hey Alexa, play News Talk STL.
Welcome to News Talk STL, conservative talk radio for St. Louis.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
I had a guardian angel by my side. I called her Mamaw. Now, she once told me, when she found out that I was spending too much time with a local kid who was known for dealing drugs, that if I ever hung out with that kid again, she would run him over with her car. And she said, JD, no one will ever find out about it.
Whoosh.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
I love that story.
Yeah.
All right. Good morning. Welcome to 1019-94.1 News Talk STL. I'm Vic Porcelli. That guy there is Ken Williams. And there's two big events we want to let you know about coming up with our very own Ultra MAGA Speaker of the House, Tim Jones. One of them is the Tax Increase Town Hall and Legislative Updates. That's Saturday, October 11th at 9 o'clock in the morning. And that's at the Daniel Boone Library at 300 Clarkson Road. And then there's the Right to Life campaign kickoff Thursday, November 13th at 6 p.m. at the DePere Lodge at 1050 DePere Road. We'll let you know when we get closer to both of those two events, and the October one's coming up very soon. All right, Kenny, remind me, what are we fighting?
We are fighting the fake news. It's fake.
Fake news.
Phony. Fake.
Fake news.
All right, fake news. So how did this start? Well, because a combination of, it's not like Ken and I haven't said for years that the mainstream media is biased against people on the right. But when Donald Trump starts saying, you're fake news, right to the guy, right at a press conference, right, you're fake news. So we said, well, let's do it. Let's do a feature called Fake News. And this one, Ken, holy cow, it's on CNN. And we got to talk about this after we play it. It's former representative and squad member Jamal Bowman for fake news.
And the problem is we are not dealing with America's original sin and its disease of hate and racism towards black and brown people and sexism towards women and anti-LGBTQ sentiment. We are not dealing with that. Your colleagues in the Republican Party do not hold each other accountable when it comes to the racism that comes from the party on a consistent basis.
Congressman, I mean, where are you on?
You can't be calm about this. I'm a black man in America. The reason why heart disease.
I'm white. I can't comment.
Listen to what I'm saying. The reason why heart disease and cancer and obesity and diabetes are bigger in the black community is because of the stress we carry from having to deal with being called the N-word directly or indirectly every day. If your colleagues would listen and try to learn and engage and grow and stop being so hateful, we could have a better country.
Jamal,
but unfortunately, we're still here.
Jamal, I feel your passion, and I understand where you're coming from, sincerely. I really, really do. It happens on both sides, Jamal. You might think it happens more on your side. Jamal, when I leave the show, Jamal, you should see my Twitter feed.
And they're acquitted. Rodney King, Abner Louima, Eric Gardner, Trayvon Martin, black cops in Memphis. It's not the same. And I don't want to qualify or quantify pain. That's not what I'm talking about. Everyone goes through pain. But the racism in this country is a disease that will destroy us. And it's destroying us right now as we speak. January 6th, everybody was pardoned. Everybody's pardoned. Riots in LA, they're insurrectionists. But we pardoned everyone January 6th.
So, Congressman,
this is America.
I don't get the connection between racism and the N-word and January 6th.
There's so much wrong with what he's saying. I mean, first of all, he's a racist, okay? Because he says inflammatory racial things all the time.
I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say that word racism, out the window.
Yeah.
Call me a racist. Call me up and call me one right now. I don't care. You know why I don't care? Because it's such a diluted word.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And they don't realize that they're only using half of the country saying racism because people are racist on both sides. And they'll never admit that. Jamal Bowman will never admit that.
Well, you've got elements. Okay, you have elements of people who are racist and extremists on both sides of any spectrum. Okay, but when you incite this, when you keep this up, Obama did it very well. Barack Obama, his presidency was the most divisive presidency in the history of America, and the reason is because he realized, oh wow, okay, division really gives us power, because now that these people are divided, nice, we can go ahead and do whatever the hell we want now. And he did that better than anybody. But these people now, the people like Jamal Bowman, they're keeping this going.
I wonder sometimes when he does these appearances on CNN, if he just keeps talking and he tries to waste as much time as possible so nobody says, why did you pull that fire alarm that day?
Yeah.
What were you thinking about that? Have you ever heard anybody on CNN or MSNBC say anything to him about that?
Oh, no, never. You never will, because
that's
he's so
not a racist
squeaky.
thing, it's stupid.
It's a stupid. It's idiotic. And then to add insult to injury, as he's being accused of this, and we see video of him actually doing it, then he talks about other people doing these bad things that he's accusing, and he has no proof about.
I know you're dying to pick this apart. You want to do that?
Yeah, let's do it a little
bit. All right, let it roll.
And the problem is we're not dealing with America's original sin and its disease of hate and racism towards black and brown people.
Stop. That's original sin?
The original sin, yeah.
I thought original sin went way back before that.
Way.
Right?
Way back. But see, he can say that. He thought, okay, I'm going to be able to say this. No one's going to be able to question me. Because that's the way it used to be, Vic.
Yeah.
You know, it used to be during the Obama era, if you said anything against someone who was saying something like that, who were probably black or brown, then you're racist.
Right.
You are a racist for even commenting on it.
And that's still happening now. It didn't end when Barack Obama left.
Well, but now we're on the offensive.
Yeah. Oh, right. Forgot that. Yeah.
Now we can say, no. You're being racist. So
why'd
stop
you pull
it.
that fire alarm?
Right.
Let's hear some more.
And sexism towards women and anti-LGBTQ.
So is sexism toward women, is that just a thing that they accuse the right of being? Because I understand.
Wow, that's brilliant.
Because they, in my opinion, the sexism goes so far beyond what they've ever even, what we've ever even imagined, and the left is doing it without acknowledging Title IX, with saying that men are women. I mean, you're destroying women, and yet we're for women. So shut up.
Ken, that was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And I would like to add to it that sexism, I don't think any problem, especially in political speech, is ever going to be completely fixed, you know? But let me ask Jamal Bowman, is sexism bad now as it was in the 1950s, right?
Right.
When women didn't even get to work in big companies and stuff like that. And there was always, you know what, Ken? I've seen it at the poker table. In poker, most of us welcome women to the game of poker, you know, to be a little.
And you have a certain respect.
Absolutely. We want it to be inclusive for everybody.
Correct.
But you see these old guys, all right, honey, chickie, it's your bet. Bet's up to you, broad.
Right.
You know, this broad's got jacks. And that's wrong, you know. But it's just in business in life, you know, you can't say things to women now that you could say in the 50s and get away with. You shouldn't have said it in the 50s either.
Right.
But now you definitely can't say it and get away with it. So my question is, and leading back to your brilliant point, that it's both sides of the aisle that did it then and both sides of the aisle that do it now.
Correct. But I would argue that the left does it even worse because of what they've done with Title IX and what they've done with trying to say that men are women and people get pregnant, not women.
Yeah.
This is an attack on women. The left's attacks on women is so blatant, but yet they don't talk about it that way.
Such a bigger point than what I was bringing up, and it's so smart. Title IX is, you know, did you see the boy who played against the girls in softball and struck out 35 batters in a row?
They won the whole thing.
Right.
But on the other team, the team that lost, that just to say, because I coached 8 years in softball, those girls worked their whole lives for that and lost to a guy.
Right.
Okay. Just saying. Put it out there.
Riley Gaines worked her whole life. When you get to the Olympic level of a sport like swimming or gymnastics, you never see your parents. 5 o'clock in the morning, you're out in the pool and you're swimming till 7. Then you go to school. Then you go back to the pool. Hi, Dad. Sorry, gotta go. So a lot of these athletes have worked their whole life to have a guy come in and screw it up.
Exactly right.
All right, let's hear more of this, Jack.
Sentiment. We are not dealing with that. Your colleagues in the Republican Party do not hold each other accountable when it comes to the racism that comes from the party on a consistent basis.
Congressman, I mean, where are you on?
You can't be calm about this.
Hold on. You can't be calm about this. Calmness is the best way to have a conversation rather than yell and scream and not let anybody else talk, because that's what he's going to get to here. Go ahead.
Black man in America. The reason why heart disease.
I'm white, I can't comment.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Because I'm white, I can't comment on it.
And that's exactly my point, is that today we have to say, no, you are wrong. I'm white, and I'm very proud of being white, by the way.
Yeah.
And your statement is just idiotic. And you know what, by the way, left, Jamal Bowman, you're racist.
He is. Go ahead.
The reason why heart disease and cancer and obesity and diabetes are bigger in the Black community is because of the stress we carry.
Okay, so being white, you have no stress.
Right. But listen to what the stress is caused by.
From having to deal with being called the N-word directly or indirectly every day.
Stop. First of all, do you ever use the N-word?
I hate that word.
So have you ever said it to a Black person?
No.
Okay, just checking. Just checking, right?
Never have.
So what is he talking
if
about?
I heard another white person use that word, I'd say, you know what? You're disgusting.
Right. Stop
Seriously.
it. Right.
Why do you demean yourself that way? I mean, it's just it's a bad divisive thing, and we're trying to unify, and this is proof that people on the right, all they want to do is live. You know, they're not inherently racist, and that's what he's trying to say here.
All right, so let's do a little experiment, okay? Just to see if we can prove Jamal Bowman wrong. WAP is a derogatory comment for Italians, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, go ahead, call me WAP.
No.
Do it.
Okay, you WAP.
Oh, my blood pressure just went up. Oh, my God, I got diabetes now. First of all, nobody's calling him the N-word to his face or behind his back. Let's start there. Second of all, if they did, it's not going to make his blood pressure or his diabetes or whatever else you talked about go up.
It can't. I mean, you can't. I understand if it was in the 50s and we were just trying to negotiate this whole thing and actually talk about it, tone it down. He doesn't want to tone down. When he was running, trying to get his job back in New York, if you remember, with AOC out there fighting and yelling and screaming, he got so angry. He was so mad. If I was a person who was intending to vote for him at the time, I would think, my God, this man is insane.
Do you think he called Winsome Sears and said, "Hey, congratulations! I'm the first Black woman to win a statewide office in
I'm proud of you
Virginia.
as being a Black man."
Right, but because it's not about race. I mean, it's not about race. It's about party.
Yeah, and
Black people have every opportunity to do whatever they want in this country, but you have to. Well, no, they don't have the same opportunities because they live in the ghetto. No. Just don't go with the bad guys. Find the good guys, do your work, and you can end up like Manny Jackson, who was the president and CEO of the Harlem Globetrotters. First Black guy to be the CEO of a gigantic company like that.
Look at Ben Carson.
Ben Carson.
He even says, I was brought up in a situation and my life was not like silver spoon or anything. I grew up in a very lower income area. And he goes, I came out of that because I wanted to. And I get it. It's tough. You know what? There are areas in anywhere that white people that are down and out. I believe me, I've seen it growing up.
Right.
And you got to get out. You've got to make yourself decide, okay, I'm out. I want to get out of this.
But you have to help yourself.
You have to help yourself. You can't rely on the government to do that for you.
All right. First of all, we're late. Second of all, I don't want to hear Jamal Bowman anymore.
I know, me either.
That's all the time we have for fake news.
We are fighting the fake news. It's fake.
It's fake news.
Phony. Fake.
Fake news.
Boy, oh boy, I'll tell you what. And Jamal Bowman, who did a white guy say, "Hey, N-word, go pull that fire alarm"?
Yeah,
you think that's what happened?
That has to be. It has to be. I mean, because he said it like that.
All right, we'll talk about the shutdown. Ken, there's no end in sight.
Oh my God,
there's no end in sight.
What are we gonna do?
That's
I
all.
already ran out of milk.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, we had French toast last night.
Did you? All right.
I'm kidding. What did we have last night? Oh my God, Jessica. Oh my God, she made this chicken breast stuffed with artichoke and spinach.
Oh,
inside the chicken breast.
Oh, nice.
It was so good. Sorry. But we'll be right back. I'm 1019 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Watch us on our live stream using Rumble, Facebook, and Twitter. The Vic Porcelli Show.
She knows so long as she's denied, our freedom can never be secured.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
On the next
Larry Connor's USA.
Chuck Schumer is playing Russian roulette regarding the government shutdown, and all the chambers are loaded.
Larry Connor's USA. Now, weeknights 6 until 8 on News Talk STL. Concerned about the condition of your windows driving up your energy bills? I was too. It's only called STL Windows and Doors. Their Provia windows combine old world craftsmanship the professional way, the Provia way, with over 65 years of combined experience, locally owned, offering competitive pricing and personalized service that the big box companies can't match. Call today for your free in-home estimate and start saving tomorrow. 314-277-5952 or stlwindowsanddoors.com.
As you know, Vincent's is not just my favorite jeweler. Vincent's is my only jeweler. And I was in recently looking at lab-grown diamonds. These are not glass. They are actual diamonds, but they cost a fraction of a natural diamond. You can check them out at vincents.com, or better yet, see these lab-grown diamonds in person. You're going to be amazed at the beauty and the price. Vincent's Jewelers, vincentsjewelers.com.
The Washington Guard presents the 4th annual Patriots Banquet, The Price of Freedom, honoring real American heroes. Join us October 11th at Parish Hall in Union, Missouri. Hear from featured speakers Doug Giles, founder of Warriors and Wild Men, and Marine Colonel Jack Jackson, Harrier jet fighter pilot. Master of Ceremonies Jamie Allman will host this inspiring evening. For tickets, visit thewashingtonguard.com. Use code NewsTalkSTL for $10 off.
Get ready for the ultimate outdoor celebration. It's Duck Fest at the Knights of Columbus in St. Paul, Missouri on October 3rd and 4th. Mike Ferguson here. Join us for live music, duck calling contest, and the famous duck gumbo competition. More information is at duckfestmo.org. And while you're there, visit our friends at Whistle Pig Outdoors, your family-owned hometown hunter supply in Troy. Get more information about them at whistlepigoutdoors.com.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by Connor Roofing. You can count on Connor for all your roofing needs. Visit ConnorRoofing.com. That's CONNER roofing.com.
Bush.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Leave the gun. Take the cannoli.
On News Talk STL.
All right, hold on. Stop right here, okay? When you listen to this stuff and Funk 49 by Joe Wall starts, and then you hear whoosh, and right at the break in the music, and then Jim comes in and says something, and then that's when Joe starts singing. That's not already made. Ken does that on the fly, and I don't know how you do it.
I can't believe you just talked over all the instrumentals. That was really good.
He did it again. He did it live. He talked to... All right, enough of Joe, as much as I love Joe.
Yeah, he's good.
The only thing about Joe, I love Joe Walsh. I mean, I like this. I like Rocky Mountain Way. I love all the silly songs that he did. Ordinary Average Guy.
Oh, yeah.
And what's there?
Yeah.
Good
stuff.
Yeah, good stuff.
It's all good stuff.
Dementia
though.
boy can't think
No,
of. All right. Anyway, Ken, you just make it sound great.
Thanks.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, there is enough audio on the clip sheet that Ken gave me so we can do Looney Tunes. Forgot about Woody.
Yeah.
Sorry. So we start with Senator Chris Van Hollen.
This guy is such a joke.
I just say his name. It goes, he's the guy who went to go visit Abreu Garcia, right, had like cocktails with him, margaritas, I think.
Yeah, and it was such a short-lived little
romance.
well the video, because they got rid of it and then they changed it to where they had water in front of them.
Right.
But we know they started off, there were alcohol drinks involved.
I think they went to the movies,
maybe
shared a popcorn,
hand in hand,
something like that.
Yeah.
One margarita, 2 straws, that kind of thing. And boy, how foolish and stupid does he look and feel now, Van Hollen?
Yeah, because there's a new story out saying that they've rejected their motions to keep him in the United States. He's got to go. He's got to go.
Ken, they're going to send him to the most remote portion of the world, some small country in Africa that nobody's heard of.
Right.
And that's where he's going to call home.
Exactly right.
So
they don't want him to be in trouble because, rival gangs. I mean, I'm sorry. Didn't they say in was it Venezuela or El Salvador?
No, he came from El Salvador.
El Salvador. And they said, well, he can't go there because there are rival gangs there. And we said, well, okay, but that means he's in a gang, right? And it's like, no.
Did I say rival?
But just rival. These gangs, they hate everybody.
They're so stupid. So Van Hollen tries to deny that they're trying to give benefits to illegal aliens when he went out on a date with one of them. Go ahead.
I just turned on my TV as I was coming over again. You saw the Speaker of the House again saying that what Democrats want to do is provide health care for people who are undocumented. That is a big lie. We want to reopen the government without giving Donald Trump a blank check for his lawless activities. And we want to focus on what Donald Trump claimed he wanted to focus on starting on day one, which is bringing down prices and costs that are squeezing the American people, including the explosion in healthcare costs that is about to hit the American people. Because when Republicans and Donald Trump passed what they call the big, beautiful bill, which was beautiful if you're a billionaire, but really stunk if you're anybody else, they made dramatic cuts to Medicaid and other healthcare programs. They also left in place a ticking time bomb that is going to result in huge premium increases for healthcare around the country.
Some of these politicians are just a caricature of themselves.
They are.
When they just talk and nothing actually comes out. But does he realize that immigration policy, getting people who don't belong here out of here, will bring the grocery prices down because there'll be less people buying the stuff, supply and demand?
Well, that's it. That's a really good point. I listen to Chris Van Hollen and pretty much every Democrat these days, and listen closely to when he says the American people. You know what? They hate Americans. They really do. And they use that word, they use that phrase, that tag, the American people. To them, that means the people that are on the government teat. That means the American people, Vic, are to him in this particular clip are illegals.
Right. And I think that when he does mention American people, he should just tell it like it is and say, these sons of bitches.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Because that's how you feel about it.
You're exactly right.
All right. Let's hear Nancy Pelosi.
Oh.
Now, by the way, how long does she want to keep doing this?
I don't know. This is surprising, but this particular clip that we're going to play here, Vic, it shows the power struggle happening within the Democrat Party, because she was so angry when someone mentioned that AOC was actually saying that you come talk to me and we'll negotiate. She had to set that reporter in line and say, look, it's Hakeem Jeffries that's in control right now. I put him in place.
Now, keep in mind, the left says that Trump is mean to the press and to the media, right?
Right.
Well, listen to what Nancy says to this lady.
Said that senators are welcome to go to her office directly. Is she driving that?
Why are you saying such a ridiculous thing?
I'm just quoting what AOC said. She said go to her office directly. Do you think there's any credibility to that?
She's not directing this. She's wonderful. She's a real team player and the rest of that. You started by saying Republicans saying that she's directing this. She is not. Hakeem Jeffries is. And this takes a lot of experience, a lot of unity from the caucus in terms of the point of view. And that's what this is. She's an articulate spokesperson for her point of view.
with someone who's got $250 million from being an inside trader, I wonder why she can't get good teeth. I don't get it.
So you don't think she has the implants? You think she has dentures? Is that what you're
It
saying?
just sounds like they're ready to fall out every time she opens her mouth.
Yeah. Why would she say that AOC is articulate? Does she not think that Latinos are articulate?
That's interesting.
Right?
That's very interesting.
What
Because
the
that's
heck?
something, that's the Joe Biden speak right there.
And then she says to the girl, why would you have such a, her hands, like she looks like, why would you have such a ridiculous question?
Right.
And it's Trump that, you know, I mean, he'll say it too, but don't say that just he does it because they do it too. There's your evidence.
Yeah, but they're Democrats.
Yeah. Well, good thing that AOC is articulate because those Latinos, you know, they don't know how to speak.
Right.
We had time for more, right?
Oh, yeah.
God, we're rolling right along. This is great. So here's a guy that I honestly, Ken, after he ran for president and lost, I thought we'd never hear from him again.
Right.
Didn't he have like a stolen valor kind of a problem?
Yeah,
in Vietnam?
at one point, yeah. This
Right?
was a while back, yeah.
His wife is heir to the Heinz ketchup empire.
Well, yeah, her maiden name's Heinz.
I thought we'd never see. Why? If I had that kind of money, I wouldn't even get off the couch. I would call the kid. And I would call a neighbor and say, "Hey, Johnny, come on over here for a second. Just get me a beer. Will you out of the refrigerator? Come back, or I'll call you when I need you again."
And also, the video from this clip we're going to play, he does not look good. And he needs to stop saying the things he's saying because this is just down out. We're over this. We're the climate grift thing. We're over, but he thinks we're right in it.
Right. He never looked good. So you're saying he looks worse than he normally looks?
Lurch is looking not good. He's not.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, John Kerry.
No polite way to put it. The climate crisis is killing people. It is knowingly, wittingly allowing people to die and infecting them with disease and providing them with air that kills people because we're not willing to take the steps necessary to do what we know we need to do. And every year now, millions of people around this planet are dying because fossil fuel and methane emissions, called greenhouse gas pollution. Those methane emissions and CO2 emissions and nitrous oxide and other emissions are escaping into the atmosphere, being fed by the way in which we continue to choose to fuel our vehicles, propel our vehicles, heat our homes, light our factories.
What in the hell? First of all, I should have told you this before we went into it. Ken gives me a clip sheet every day, right? And we do the audio clip, the wheel of audio clips at the end of the week. But what you guys miss, and maybe we should post your clip sheet on our site.
That'd be interesting.
Because at the end of what he says here, John Kerry, climate crisis, blah, blah, blah. And then Ken writes, "Give it up, Lurch." That's what you wrote on the thing.
I felt like that at the moment I heard this.
Give it up, Lurch. So John Kerry ran for president against W.
Right.
And lost. And one of the most fun things that we did when I was doing the morning show back on the river, and we didn't make it. Somebody made it, and then our coach sent it to us. It was The Apprentice. And Donald Trump says, "John, what happened?" And then John Kerry answers, because clearly John Kerry wasn't on The Apprentice.
Right.
"George, what do you think about this?" "Well, I think that, and then John Kerry says something, and Trump says, "Yeah, it interrupts me. John, you're fired." It was perfect.
Yeah, right.
Because he lost the election, so you're fired.
Right.
It was great. Anyway, sorry. So, a couple things about this. Nobody can, even if I'm wrong, okay? And I'm not a scientist, so I have no right to be talking about it. But I do know that I learned when I was young about the whole trees taking carbon dioxide, give out oxygen thing.
Right.
So what is the problem? I will ask it till the day I die. What is the problem with CO2 in the air, right?
Yeah.
And then he's talking about climate crisis is killing people every year. Wasn't it him that said there's an acceptable level of people dying in the for the cause of climate crisis? Wasn't that him?
It could have been him. I know he agreed with the Microsoft dude.
Gates?
Yeah, the
Gates?
Dr. Gates, I think his name is.
Wait. Is it doctor now?
I think that he is.
I don't think he is.
Self-proclaimed, maybe.
So my point is, as much as you try to depopulate the earth, we are here to help repopulate the earth. Oh, yeah, babe. Come on, babe. Oh, babe. That's it. That voice. Loud, nice and loud, Ken.
Can't get enough of your love, babe.
That's enough. I tell you to make it loud so you can't hear me sing
Oh,
because
I
I don't
got
sing too good. All right, let's squeeze. Can we squeeze one more in?
Yeah.
All right. This is Zohran
Mamdani.
Yeah, guy running for mayor.
Oftentimes, we've even found as legislators, when we go into these courts, the term violent crime is even used when people are stealing packages. Violent crime is even used when people are accused of burglary and there happens to be a housing unit in that same dwelling. So violence is an artificial construction. And we have to be very clear that what is happening here with these district attorneys, that is violence. That is violence at the highest degree.
Couple of things, Ken.
Yeah.
Was that in a black church?
No.
Why does every Democrat speech sound like it's in a black church? Yeah. Preach, baby.
Right.
That's what you hear in the background there.
Yes. And
he was on The View the other day. And what's her name? Joy Behar says, "Are you communist?" He goes, "No, I'm a liberal socialist." And she goes, "What does that mean?" "That means dignity for everyone, but not the people that you take the money from to give it to other people." That's all the time we have for Looney Tunes today, Thursday. If you're not watching our stream, our video stream, you are missing out, first of all, on all the handsomeness in this room.
Sure.
Second of all, when Ken plays Looney Tunes, he has Daffy Duck standing in front of a Target, and he gets hit with a pie, it looks like, some sort of food. And
he just keeps going.
Over and over again. But can I tell you how much I've watched this so many times in a row to see where all the splash goes?
Right.
I have, Ken, I swear to God. The splash this way goes on those. Then there's a splash on the right that goes to all the way on the right. There's a little puddle of pudding or whatever it is. It all goes there. Should I have left that out of the segment?
But that's all right. Mom Donnie, he says that, well, it's kind of like when Antifa is just an idea type thing.
Yeah.
Violence is imaginary.
Right.
It's not real. It's an imaginary construct.
Empty all the all the jails. Isn't that what he said?
It's what he wants, and he's going to be mayor. Hey, buckle up, everybody. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah. Mayor Goldie Wilson.
Mayor.
I like the way that sounds.
The communist mayor.
Sorry.
I heard someone say socialism is communism for slow learners.
Oh, I love that.
I like that.
I
Yeah,
love that.
And that's what he is probably.
So big shutdown in D.C. Nate Lucas will call us from his pretzel cart, I guess, in D.C.
Maybe.
He's coming up next.
Whoosh.
Dude, this house is perfect. Crumbs everywhere, sticky counters. I've already texted the colony.
Sweet. I'll bring my 500 cousins. This will be the biggest ant rager of the summer.
Wait, oh, what's that sound? Oh, no, it's those trucks with the green wheels. Party's over, man. Party's over.
This is Derek, the owner of All Solutions Pest Control. We'd love to help you out. Give us a call today for a free estimate at 636-486-7888.
If a pest-free home is your goal, call All Solutions Pest Control.
This December 13th, join wreaths across America at Belle Reve Garden Cemetery as we remember the fallen, honor those who serve, and teach our children the value of freedom. Help us lay remembrance wreaths on the graves of our fallen heroes. Sponsor a wreath, volunteer, or bring your family to this meaningful tribute to our veterans, because every hero deserves to be remembered. Learn more and sponsor a wreath. Visit NewstalkSTL.com.
Hey, Jamie Allman here for the great Window World. You know, just over the last 20 years of Window World being in St. Louis, they've improved the look and thermal efficiency of more than 76,000 customers in St. Louis. Plus, Window World windows come with a lifetime warranty that covers all parts, glass breakage, and labor. And now Window World is now offering 36 months, same as cash financing, with approved credit. Call them today at 314-993-1800, 314-993-1800.
Hi, I'm Rodney Wallner.
And I'm Jen Wallner with the Wallner Home Selling Team at Berkshire Hathaway.
Hey, Jen, how do you sell your home for top dollar?
That's easy. Call the Wallner Home Selling Team at 314-810-SOLD.
What if I want a flexible commission plan?
Call the Wallner Home Selling Team at 314-810-SOLD.
What's the best time to sell your home?
Right now, call the Wallner Home Selling Team at 314-810-SOLD.
For all your real estate needs, call the Wallner Home Selling Team at 314-810-SOLD.
That's 314-810-SOLD.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Belfast, KNVS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at NewstalkSTL.com.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. British police say the assailant who struck today outside a synagogue in Manchester ran people down with a vehicle before launching a knife attack. Before being shot to death by police, the attacker had killed 2 and seriously wounded 3 people. It happened on Yom Kippur, the holiest day on the Jewish calendar. No sign of a compromise when the government shutdown, now in its second day. On social media, President Trump says it affords Republicans a chance to clear out dead wood, waste, and abuse, saving billions of dollars. As for bringing about an end to the shutdown, so far, no dice in the upper house of Congress.
In a repeat performance of Tuesday night's votes, the Senate on Wednesday rejected measures aimed at temporarily funding the government to allow more time for negotiations. The next opportunity for a vote is Friday, when the Senate returns from a break for the Jewish holiday of Yom Kippur. Both parties are blaming each other for the impasse, which has furloughed hundreds of thousands of federal workers and closed many government services. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Defense Secretary Hegseth, Attorney General Bondi, and White House Deputy Chief of Staff Miller on a field trip to Memphis
to meet with federal agents that are forming a crime-fighting task force there. Attorney General Bondi says via social media that the Memphis Safe Task Force made more than 50 arrests over a 2-day period. The agents include personnel from immigration and drug enforcement. They've begun serving criminal arrest warrants while teaming with state agencies on traffic stops.
Correspondent Andrew Stewart. 2 Delta regional jets collided on the tarmac at LaGuardia Airport in New York last night. One person, a flight attendant, was injured. On Wall Street, the Dow 74 points lower, NASDAQ up 31. More on these stories at townhall.com.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-458-9469. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-458-9469. 800-458-9469. 800-458-9469.
This hour of News Talk STL is brought to you by Rodney and Jen Wallner and the entire Wallner home selling team at Berkshire Hathaway. Call them today at 314-810-SOLD. 314-810-SOLD. From the Michaels Flooring Outlet Weather Center.
It's early October, but with a summer feel. High temperatures running 10 to 15 degrees warmer than normal right on through the weekend. So for today, 88 and partly cloudy this afternoon. Now, most of us will stay dry, but we'll watch for an isolated shower or two to pop up this afternoon into this evening. That would be a welcome sight. Mild lows in the low to mid 60s early Friday, and then right back up to 88 again tomorrow afternoon. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matt Chambers.
Vic Porcelli.
Come on, you're Italian. You understand.
Every day is a busy day all of a sudden.
You talking to me? You talking to me? Tough and smart, and I love Italian, so, he's definitely Italian.
At least I have this show to come and talk about it and let some stuff up.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
The Vic Porcelli Show.
All right, hour number 2 of our 3-hour tour. I should have mentioned that yesterday Ken had his 3-hour tour shirt on.
Yeah.
Gilligan shirt.
Yeah, from the Connors. That was cool.
Gilligan, little buddy. Do I still have to be skipper?
Well, if we did that, if Senator Schroer made a meme of us, I think you should be the skipper.
Because I'm the
and I
fat
would be
one.
Gilligan. No.
Then what?
Because you're the host.
What if I was the skinny host? You wouldn't say it then, would you?
Yeah, I would.
You can't have a skinny skipper.
Well, no, you couldn't actually. But we would.
What are you saying?
We would make it a skinny skipper.
Let's go. Let's talk to Nate Lucas.
how much has changed in this free country since 9/11. Now, I'm getting ready to go get touched by a TSA agent. And it's the most action I've gotten in years.
Nate Lucas. Good morning, Nate Lucas. How are you, baby?
Hey, good morning. How are you guys?
Good, man.
So we know that there's a shutdown going on, government shutdown, there's no end in sight, NBC said. So what, did you have to go start like a hot dog wagon or something like that? Or you still got a job?
The most annoying aspect is that they closed down like the most convenient entrance for me to leave the building. And these government buildings are designed like prisons, so you have to like be a navigational wizard to figure out a way out. And so now there's one entrance and one exit out of the building that I work in. So,
and why is that?
That's a great question. I don't really know. I guess because Capitol Police aren't getting paid, or I have no really
less
idea.
people.
But
just pull the fire alarm.
Yeah, do what Jamal Bowman did.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
That'll get you out in no time. All right, Nate. Yeah. So seriously, what's the skinny? What are you hearing in the hallways? What are you hearing on the streets with this shutdown? How long is it going to last? I'm done with it already.
Okay, so I think it's important to step back and understand that a government shutdown is not really a big deal. I hate to say it, but like it's only 1/3, I believe, of the entire government is actually impacted by a government shutdown. Like for example, a lot of people will technically, like, I'm not getting paid right now, okay, but that's not really how it goes, because Congress passed a law years ago that says you get back pay guaranteed.
Yeah.
So all of this hysteria, you'll hear it from both sides too. It'll be like, you're denying this, you're denying that. The troops aren't going to get paid. That's not true either. Everyone gets back pay. It's going to be fine. From a conservative point of view, I know this won't come as a shock to both of you, but I'm very much pro shutdown. Shut this BS down.
Right.
And you know what's great is that OMB director Russ Vought on Friday is going to start terminating, not just furloughing, terminating thousands of bureaucracy, career individuals that need to go, that constantly undermine conservative principles. And so, in a lot of ways, I see this. I know that the Trump administration has to do the right thing and say, like, Democrats have shut it all down. The reality is who cares who shut it down? The good thing is that it's going to result in more efficiency and a quicker path to restoring limited government, which I'm a fan of.
And Nate, that is such a great point. Do you remember when President Trump's first term, he wasn't really prepared. He didn't understand the politics of everything, and they gave him gave him trouble. He had a tough time. This time around, do you know? I read this article about Russ Vought, and they were prepping during the time of the Biden administration. They were saying, okay, when we get back in, here's what could happen. And if this happens, we're going to put some things in place to help the government, not hurt the government while they're shut down. And I think that they had planned, what could happen, what they could do after this happened. So that's pretty much preparing for the future.
100%. And, I think that Trump 2.0, I think the administration is far more prepared to handle the layers of bureaucracy that he faced in Trump 1.0. And unfortunately, even in just a year, I've been in Washington, D.C. a little over a year, and the extent of which I've just learned of how pathetic this place is, and how, I guess, again, the layers of protection that all of these agencies have. I constantly go back to Doge. They were handed, it'd be like getting handed $1 million check. Elon Musk, a guy with a brilliant team, with an algorithm that can come in and root out waste, fraud, and abuse, and he can come in, he's going to do it for free and help clean up the government. And what did they do? They literally turned him into like Satan.
Right.
And they said, no, you're the biggest, worst, bad guy to ever go back to where you came from. We don't want you. And so that is what our government is. Our government is a big, giant waste of time. And the faster we can get this thing cleaned up, the better. The problem is that these agencies are just layered with protection. And so it's going to take it's going to take balls of steel to get through it. And I think the American people, if you look at the polling, Rasmussen put out a poll. The majority of Americans do not care about a government shutdown. It does not impact their day-to-day life. You know what the polls do say? They say Congress sucks. So maybe the answer to that is finally, I mean, it is a little dangerous in the sense that like giving all of this power to the executive branch could set a terrible precedent, because as soon as these Satanists get back in power, you know, it could be used against us. So that is like, you know, a little bit scary. But the reality is that it's taking someone like the Trump administration, the executive branch, with that kind of mentality to break through the bureaucracy. And I'm just so grateful for it.
Yeah. You know, what's the guy's name? Russ Vogt? Is that his name?
Yeah, Russ Vogt. Mm-hmm.
Somebody.
And here's a little background on Russ. He was at the Heritage Foundation. I know y'all have a lot of people on from the Heritage Foundation. And then he created a company of, 501(c), I guess, that is Renewing America. And it's just free market conservatism. And that is what this town fears the most, is free market conservative policies. And Russ really understands that. They used him as sort of the scapegoat for Project 2025 or whatever. But if you read Project 2025, like most people didn't read it, okay? If you actually, there's a book, and people should read it. And it's all on free market conservatism. And while you don't have to agree with 100% of it, I guarantee you that if you pick up that book and read it, about 90% of it, you'd be like, that seems like common sense. Why is our government doing that?
So what I was going to say was somebody made a funny video of Don't Fear the Reaper, and Russ Vogt is the Reaper throughout the whole thing. He's got the thing in his hand. It was so funny. I tried to find it to play some of it for you, but I couldn't find it.
And Nate's correct on that, Vic. Russ Vogt represents free market, and they hate that in the swamp.
And that's what we're supposed to be, Nate.
I know. It's like, I'm telling you, things move at such a rapid pace in 2025 because of the information that is readily available. And so the government can no longer disguise themselves as trying to help you, because people see through the BS. And I just think that it's a house of cards that's quickly falling. And it's people like Russ Vogt who now have positions that represent the people. There are so few, I don't care who your representative or who your senator is. There are so few of them that actually represent the American human being. And I truly think that Russ Vogt is one of those essential people that is here on behalf of the American people, fighting against the, gridlock that has just suffocated our government for decades and decades.
So right now, Nate, it seems to me like the Democrats, and I'm not just saying this because I'm trying to sway anybody's opinion or anything, but it sounds to me like the Democrats are in such disarray, right? And they can't get their story straight. This is a Schumer shutdown, without a doubt. So CNN tried to ask Chuck Schumer about it, and then I don't know if he really couldn't hear. Right. Yeah. But or he just didn't want to answer the question.
We've heard that before, though. We've heard this happen before.
Yeah, go.
Every Republican who's gone on TV the last 12 hours or so has called this the Schumer shutdown. What do you say about that name? Senator Schumer, can you hear me?
Chucky?
I can't hear.
Chuck.
Senator Schumer, can you hear me?
Chuck.
I don't think Senator Schumer can hear me right now. Maybe the government shutdown included audio on Capitol Hill.
Whoever that is on CNN will be at the Funny Bone Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing. A couple of things. First of all, just a broadcasting thing. That'll never happen on this show, because I welcome every guest and say good morning to every guest we have.
Yeah.
So that I know they're there.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
Because if I say, hey, how you doing? And they're not there, that's different than asking this long question that they never heard. And then you got to say it all over again when you finally make the connection.
Good point.
That's why we do things. We're not just stupid. But anyway, it is the Schumer shutdown for sure. And I just think he didn't want to answer that question, Nate.
These people are just insane. I mean, Chuck Schumer is he 90? Good Lord. I know I've cracked jokes on this station about people being in Congress for too long and they didn't really like it too much. But the reality is that they have stayed in Congress too long, and they morph into these creatures that truly look at themselves. They're such narcissists that they think that they are more important than you and I and just any average American human being. And Chuck Schumer is the epitome of that. The man has held power for God knows how long. And he just, look at that creature. I mean, is that truly who represents America? Chuck Schumer? Look at him.
I am shocked.
He's a disgrace to humanity.
I am shocked to hear that he's only 74 years old.
Really?
I thought he was in his 80s.
I thought so
Well, look
too.
at, you know what? That goes to tell you how when you lie and you are a creature of Satan, that's what that is. That is a byproduct of believing in BS.
You know, Nate, I tell you, I identify with these some of these people, the representatives, senators, what have you, anybody who's in the swamp. If you don't hear from them but every 4 years, you know something's going on with them. I mean, They're completely quiet until that one moment. It's like, well, I need your vote. So come on. I mean, Democrats, they love that.
Yeah, and there's quite a few of those.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I'll just leave it. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. You go ahead, Nate.
You all know what I'm referring to.
Oh yeah,
that's smart. That's smart. All right, so I'm not saying anything. You got anything?
Nope.
Okay.
I just wanted to throw that out there for him.
Yeah. You guys are putting red meat in the lion's den. You
I
guys
know.
make me trip.
I am.
I'm
sorry.
We would never do that.
I would
Nate.
never do that.
We would never. Even though you ate all the cookies and they didn't get to the president, that's fine.
True.
You know.
That's true.
And we still, by the way, I'm just saying, we have not, since that Cookie Gate incident, have had Representative Bob Onder or Representative Eric Burleson on the show.
You know what, Nate? We need to get them on. We really do.
Sure.
It's not going to be an interview, though. It's going to be an interrogation. I'm going to put a bright light in their face.
What happened to the cookie?
Yes!
There's gonna be a cookie in there?
I don't care about
Well,
anything
you know
else
what?
at this point.
Honestly, I think that both of those guys, because they're human beings, would much rather talk about Cookie Gate than like any of the nonsense in the government. And that's not to say that they don't care about their jobs. It's just because they recognize what we're talking about, which is that our government is unserious. When you hear, it's on both sides, and whoever's in power, you can literally play back the tape. I know that the White House has been repurposing like videos from Chuck Schumer talking about how devastating the shutdown would be. But you know what? All of the same people that are repurposing those videos are also on tape when they're in power saying it would be such a bad thing to shut down the government. So I found an old tweet from like 2023 from the great Charlie Kirk, who just kind of made that same point very clearly, that suggested that this is like the clearest lens possible that our government is a uniparty. And they do the same wacky nonsense regardless of who's in power, and the American people are just fed up and tired of it.
Yeah,
so fix it.
No, you're right, Nate. And we've always said that on this show, is that I'm not Republican. I mean, I'm not. I know you have to pick a lane.
Me neither. That's like a 4-letter word to me. Republican? That is disgusting. I'm sorry. I'm a conservative and I'm a free thinker.
Exactly right. And that's one of the, I think that's a great thing for MAGA and for conservatives, but it can also be a divisive thing because we're so independent. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. But I mean, that's where politics is meant to divide us.
Yes.
And yet there is a commonality amongst any antennae out there, which is just, we want freedom. That's why we're Americans. That's why this is the greatest country in the universe, because we have individual liberties and freedom that we all hold sacred. And yet our government, regardless of whatever little parentheses letter you put between your name, who gives a rat's ass? Quit taking away my liberties. I'm pretty sure, I hate to, bring it up, but I'm pretty sure it was the Trump administration that was the one pushing, Operation Warp Speed. I don't want any of that juice in my body. And does that make me anti-Trump? No, it just makes me a free thinker.
Right.
So we have to get away from this like white and black version of politics and just start giving back individuals the right to choose whatever the hell they want to do, as long as it's under, some form of law and order, which the Democratic Party has proven that they really are incapable of achieving.
All right. I have 4 things to wrap this up. Can I do 4 things?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. First thing is, your little black and white comment there, you racist. That's all I want to say about that. Okay. Next thing I want to say is you've reached another higher echelon as one of our favorite guests because moments ago you said something funny. You made snot come out of my nose. And that is one of the absolute measures in my house of making somebody laugh. Snot come out of their nose or make them spit their drink all over. So good job there.
What was it? Wait, I have to ask, what was it?
I don't know. If you go back, if you go back and listen, you'll hear the snot come out of my nose when you say it. So just go back and listen to it. And I don't want to let the whole cookie gate go by without mentioning our great friend Diane Wood from the Trolley Stop Bakery, who supplied the cookies that were never eaten by the president. And I don't think the president even saw the letter that she wrote for us.
The official bakery of the Vic Porcelli Show.
Thank you so much. And finally, the best part of this whole week and this whole shutdown thing was seeing Hakeem Jeffries in a sombrero, and Donald Trump was 4 different guys in a mariachi band.
Hey, and Nate, by the way, when the Democrats were saying, how dare they make those kinds of memes? That's racist. Why is it racist?
Right.
If it was a cowboy hat, nobody would say anything.
And didn't they call him Taco?
Yeah, yes. And sombrero, I saw sombrero. That's kind of what Hispanic people, Mexicans wear.
Not, though. That's what's funny.
But that's funny though.
I know.
It's not racist.
Right.
It's funny.
It's funny. And they don't want
Wait, I thought we just got told that we can't, cancel comedy, right? That's why we need Jimmy Kimmel back. Even though JD Vance said it perfectly that Jimmy Kimmel got canceled because his ratings suck and he's not funny. So that's like the definition of not being a comedian.
Right.
But here's the thing about this party. They hold theater plays where they behead, President Trump. Kathy Griffin holds up a head of a bloody Donald Trump. They've tried to assassinate him twice. Okay, so save it when you get all hot and bothered by a joke of a guy in a sombrero when you've literally tried to assassinate the guy twice. Shut the hell up.
Yeah, if anything, we're trying to be funny again.
And I apologize. I didn't pronounce his name right. It's actually Hakeem Jeffries. That's my little tribute to Rush. That's as good as I can do. All right, Nate, great to have you. Get back to your little hot dog truck there on the corner of where the Capitol is. And
my little wheelie cart. I should get some cookies to sell.
That'd be perfect.
What? Don't egg him on.
That would be perfect, Nate.
Then he's going to sell the cookies that are supposed to go to the president. Don't encourage him.
Make some extra money.
Hey, everybody's got to make $1.
That's right.
That's it. Very nice on dollar. Sound like one of my old friends.
You're our brother from another mother.
All right, Nate. Thank you so much, buddy. We'll talk next week.
I love you guys. Take it easy now.
Hey, see you, Nate.
I was going to jump in as soon as you made snot come out of my nose, but I couldn't. He was on a roll. You don't stop. You don't stop Nate Lucas when he's on a roll.
Nope.
Whoosh. All right. Porcelli's Deli up next on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Follow us on Rumble at News Talk STL. The Vic Porcelli Show.
So thank you all. God bless you all. Let's go lick the world. Let's get it done. I want to be clear.
This is News Talk STL at 101.9, 94.1, 99.1 HD3 and NewstalkSTL.com.
When water troubles strike, call the family you can trust. Tim Jones here for Ambassador Plumbing, serving our community since 2018 with 25 years of master plumbing expertise from Tim Morris and his handpicked team. Whether it's a simple faucet repair or a complete bathroom remodel, if water runs to it or through it, they do it. From residential service calls to commercial to new construction, the folks at Ambassador are your neighbors treating you like family. Ambassador Plumbing, where faith meets craftsmanship. 636-383-6932 or ambassadorplumbing.com. That's ambassadorplumbing.com.
This is Tony Colombo, and my favorite Capriati sandwich is the cheesesteak made with American Wagyu beef from Snake River Farms, and you have to include a side of their amazing fries. I love Capriati's, and you will too.
Open 9 to 9 daily on Manchester and McKnight in Rock Hill.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps in the afternoon.
John Burnett, show host at Newsmax, professor at NYU. Is there hope in the younger generations for America?
I don't teach from a left, right, or center. I teach common sense. No socialism. I force them to think critically. They are uncomfortable in the first 3 weeks, but then they start getting it. And guess what? They actually end up embracing it.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps. Weekdays at 4 on News Talk STL.
Why leave your company's story to chance?
In today's digital world, video content isn't just an option. It's essential for your success. At Blue Ocean Media Group, we've spent decades crafting compelling visual stories for businesses just like yours. From concept to completion, our award-winning team transforms your vision into powerful video content that connects with your audience and drives results. Don't trust your brand to amateurs. Partner with Blue Ocean Media Group. Visit blueoceanmediagroup.com today, and let's bring your story to life.
News Talk STL. Welcome to Porcelli's Deli.
Yes, very good. I'll have a Bloody Mary and a steak sandwich and a steak sandwich, please.
Over here. Ketchup. Where's the ketchup at? I bet the Chinese food here is terrible.
With Vic Porcelli.
He's a very strange young man.
He's an idiot. Porcelli's Deli is moved to 1019 and 941 News Talk STL. Come on in. We're open. Have a seat. Vic will tell you a story.
All right. Welcome to Porcelli's Deli. And, you know, you heard there in the opening that we play every week, Silvio Dante from The Sopranos going, gabagool over here. The funniest meme is like Halloween in New Jersey. And there's a bucket on the guy's porch. And there's a sign that says 1 gabagool per kid. And there's all slices of gabagool inside. People from New Jersey are just weird, man. And I'm one of them.
You're one of them.
And what's that supposed to mean?
You're one of them.
What the hell? So today we're going to talk about being Italian because it's Italian Heritage Month.
Right.
You got a problem with
You
that?
should represent.
I should represent. Exactly right. Because not only am I Italian, I'm Italian from New Jersey. And, you know, Italians are Italians, but Italians in New Jersey, a little bit different, right? First of all, being Italian in New Jersey, as opposed to being an Italian in St. Louis, I would say a majority, if not more than just a majority, of Italian people in St. Louis are Sicilian. They're of Sicilian background. And in New Jersey, we're all from Naples or Calabria.
Now, why is that?
I don't know.
Oh.
I mean, they came over here on the boat. You know, boat went by the Statue of Liberty.
Maybe one person told another person from their area.
Hey, where you going? I'm going to go St. Louis.
Okay, well, we'll go too.
I'm going to go to New Jersey. Well, I think most of them went to New York and then, you know, immigrated over the Hudson River to New Jersey. But it's just an odd thing that I've noticed that most Italians in St. Louis are Sicilian. We are from Naples. And you remember a deli going way back to the days at the Powerhouse when I explained how to speak New Jersey Napolitan.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Napolitano is how you're supposed to say that. Napolitan is how we say it. So when you are an Italian boy from New Jersey and you meet an Italian girl that you think is really cute and you want to meet her and you want to take her out, you want to date her, you want to take her out. Before that date happens, you will sit down with her father at the kitchen table and have a cup of coffee. And you better drink the coffee, by the way. And the father's going to ask you some questions. And then the final question he's going to ask you is, what part of Italy is your family from?
Oh, great.
Ken, I swear to God, if they're from Calabria and you say we're from Naples, you're not going out with his daughter. It's just that bad. The feuds have lasted centuries.
That's crazy. I actually have to insert something. I dated somebody who was Italian.
Yeah.
And
the father allowed that?
I met the father. I met the father, and I didn't know. I knew nothing about what was going on there. Knew nothing. And I guess he was probably a lot more lenient, probably, than what you're saying, because we did go out, but I was not from anywhere near Italy at all, you know. But we were talking. He asked me a lot of questions, and I was very cordial. I mean, I answered everything I could, and very respectful. But yeah, it's pretty intense.
Yep. Italian guys are very protective of their daughters. So that's what happens when you're in New Jersey. You want to date an Italian girl? You're gonna be asked what part of Italy is your family from. If you don't want that question, find a Medigan, which is American. That word.
Medigan.
Yeah. Medigan.
Medigan.
It's like the C.
American. Okay, a Medigan.
Yeah,
okay.
You change the C to a G, like in Gavone, right? That word is actually Cavone, C with a C. Gavone is how we would say it. So we say Medigan. But it's very derogatory when you're in New Jersey. She's a Medigan. You know what I mean?
Really?
People get very mad about that. Yeah. Like if you're an Italian and you get called Medigone, those are fighting words.
Oh,
fighting words.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. So that's that. One more thing. I didn't realize that where in the portion of New Jersey where I grew up, everyone's Italian, I guess. Because when I first got to St. Louis, I'm on the air at the river in the morning, and some kid calls named David Polk, Polk. My name's Porcelli, Por. So not only was he from my hometown, he was in my homeroom because I did it by alphabetical.
Oh.
So we were in the same homeroom for 3 years with Mr. Caccio. We used to do this thing called prediction highlights with NFL games and stuff on the chalkboard. It was so much fun. And he was like, oh, I can't believe I turned on the radio and there you were. And then, Ken, he starts faxing in pages from our yearbook, from our high school yearbook. And there's the baseball team: Vic Porcelli, Sal Frucci, Angelo D'Argenio, Paul Trezuzzi, John Paleo, Patsy Castiglia. There were 12 kids on the page. Everyone was Italian.
Okay, so that's not exclusive to New Jersey. I played on a Legion baseball team. We played up in Cicero. And when we visited Cicero, every one of those kids was like black-haired Italian, man.
Yeah.
And after the game, we beat them. And we were kind of worried.
Yeah, that.
Because the coach said, hey, follow us. The bus needs to follow us. So we followed them into this little neighborhood to an amazing restaurant downstairs from a house.
Always to do with food.
Yeah. And we had the best dinner. It was amazing. But yeah, every one of those kids, man.
Cicero, isn't that where Al Capone ended up?
I think so.
Where his home base was?
Right.
Kind of.
Yeah.
So, you know, what do you expect?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So that's that. Now, when you're Italian and you live in New Jersey, well, I don't know if you're Italian at all, there are some words that you don't know the actual English word for because everybody just uses the Italian word, some of which are completely made up, by the way.
Oh, okay.
But this is crazy, Ken. And I wasn't that old, but it took me a while to know the word wait in English. Because there was aspetta. That's wait in Italian.
Oh, okay.
And nobody ever said that in English. When you're doing something, you're in a rush. Aspetta. You know?
So when you heard wait for the first time, what did you?
I didn't stop. I didn't wait.
And they looked at you funny.
And then one of your aunts or your mother says, she's just told you to wait. I said, he didn't say wait. I mean, he didn't say aspetta. He said wait. Anyway, so this is one of my favorite stories. Jessica and I, we lived together for actually a lot of years before we got married. And when we first started living together, she wanted to make me an Italian meal. You know, we make an Italian meal from my gavone of an Italian boyfriend here. So what do you do, Ken, when that happens? You say, I better help out here. I better see what I can do to help her.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
So I go in the kitchen and I say, hey, is there anything can I help you with anything? So she says, yeah, do me a favor. Go down the cabinet and get me a colander. Ken, I was 26, 27 years old. Never heard the word colander in my life. Never. So that's what I said in my head. A calendar. When was it? So you try to fake it, right? And you look in the cabinet, and then the go-to answer is, "Oh, I don't think we have one." Even though I didn't know what she was talking about, I didn't want her to know. I didn't know. I didn't want her to think I'm stupid.
Right.
You know, fooled her though, didn't I?
Yeah. Yeah.
What is that supposed to mean?
And no, you fooled her.
God. So she goes, "There's one right there." I said, "What? This is not a colander. This is a scolabasta, which I think is a word they made up to cool the pasta. Scolabasta.
Ah,
because after you boil
the pasta,
yeah, scolabasta. So you put the macaroni in the scolabasta, you shake it up a little bit, and the water all comes out. All the boiling water comes out the bottom, and then you're ready to serve the cooled off pasta. Not cool, but it cools it off certainly from boiling water.
Yeah,
and that's what scolabasta means. So one time in high school.
So now let me ask you.
Yeah.
Then. Okay, you've been
question
with
and answer period. I love this.
You've been with Jessica for a few years now.
Yeah, a couple.
You know.
Yeah.
And a few kids later and everything. What does she call it today?
She calls it a scolabasta.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's good. Okay.
Ken, I can't tell you. My daughter was telling a story one time about some guy, not on a date. It was just in school or something. And she uses her hand as if it were the dish.
Yeah.
And she goes, and he's eating like a gavone. I was like, oh my God. I don't even care about the rest of the story. You used the word gavone, and I'm so happy, you know. Mozzarella. She says mozzarella. She doesn't say mozzarella.
Well, now that's rubbing off on me because
right, I love
my
that.
wife loves mozzarella, and I say, "Oh, that's mozzarella."
All right.
And she says, "What?
Hey, what are you, Italian or
No, what did you say,
Mr. Welch guy?"
Right.
So mozzarella is one, and marinade.
Marinara.
Yes, Ken, you translated that perfectly into English. So,
Marinara and
mozzarella
and mozzarella.
And do you have any capicola?
Right.
No, I got gabagool. You want some of that? All right, so that's oh, there's actually one more. I knew I used too much time. One more. I was in high school. John Paleo, Italian kid sitting right in front of me. Teacher's writing vegetables, leafy vegetables on the board. And she turns and she says, "Is everybody familiar with all these vegetables?" And I said, and she hated me anyway, because I was always a wise ass in her class. And I wasn't trying to be a wise ass in this particular case.
So like your son, Chris?
I don't know what you're talking about. But yes. So I said, "What is escarole?" ESCAROLE. What is that? And she's trying to explain it. John Paleo, who sat right in front of me, he does the thing with his hands, you know the thing? He goes, "It's scarole." I was like, "Oh, scarole. I know what that is."
Scarole.
But I never heard it in English. You know, that was very good, Ken. That was very, very good. All right, so very quickly, I want to clear some things up here. Can I do it in a minute? I hope so.
Oh, yeah. You're okay.
So this is Italian Heritage Month, and Ken and I decided we're going to play Bella Ciao a lot because that's a very Italian song. And it's the song that, so Ken, I don't know where to start this. Maybe we should go to the email. Didn't you get this in an email and then send it to me in an email?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
You sent it to me in an email?
Yes.
Okay. So let me go back to Ken Williams. I'm not going to find it. I'm sorry. Anyway, the guy said I'm wrong, that Bella Ciao is actually a communist song. And I'm like, no, you're wrong. Oh, because the Washington Examiner said it.
Yeah, and the Washington Examiner is not a left-wing.
Not at all.
No.
But I don't know if they're Italian or not. I mean,
right.
You know? So here's the deal about Bella Ciao, okay? This was sung by the soldiers who called themselves partisans, partigianos, fighting against Mussolini, a true fascist.
Right.
So when people call Trump a fascist, ask him how many people he's killed compared to Mussolini or Hitler, for that matter. And that's the song that they sang to keep their spirits up. You know, it's a very loyal, very patriotic song.
Yeah.
And I don't see communists being patriotic at all.
Not at all.
The
No.
very last line in Bella Ciao is "E questo fiore del partigiano." That means the flower. If you bury me under the flower, well, so you're under the flower because you're dead and you're buried and there's a flower there. And "E questo fiore del if you have a flower of a partisan, partigiano, you'll die with liberty. Morto per la libertà. Where is the word liberty in any communist literature?
Right. And President Trump is against fascists.
Right.
Like, he literally made Antifa, which is a fascist organization, a terrorist group.
Cleverly disguised with the name Antifa.
Oh, of course, but that's what they do.
So my point is that if I die with liberty. That's not a communist phrase at all. I don't care if it's the Washington Examiner or if it's Fox News or anywhere. That is not a communist song, Ken.
No, it's not.
Can
at
we
all.
hear some of that? That's all the time we
Bella
have.
Ciao?
Yeah. Here's my man. Nice and loud. This is how we'll end up today. Can I sing a little bit? Is that
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Una mattina mi sono alzato. Oh, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao. And it's Bella Ciao, not Bella
Bella.
Ciao. E is always pronounced like A.
Oh, okay.
Bella Ciao. One more verse. Can we go one more verse?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh, partigiano, portami via. Oh, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Ciao, Ciao. Partigiano, portami via. Che mi sento di morire. I feel like I will die. That's that line. But if you die a partigiano, you die with liberty.
Okay.
Partigiano. Okay, that's all the time we have for Porcelli's Deli at 1019 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Thank you. Grazie. That means you have to bury me. seppellire. If you bury me, lassù in montagna, near the mountain. Bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao. E seppellire. You bury me by the mountain. Sotto l'ombra di un bel fiore. In the shadow of a beautiful flower.
Okay.
How's the Italian food in this restaurant?
Good. Try the veal. It's the best in the city.
I'll have it.
You start out with a little bit of oil. You fry some garlic. Then you throw in some tomatoes, tomato paste. You fry it to make sure it doesn't stick. You got it to a boil. You shove in all your sausage and your meatballs, a little bit of wine, and a little bit of sugar, and it's my drink.
The Vic Porcelli Show. Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL. If you have a phone, you have a radio.
Yes, I listen on my phone.
Download the all-new News Talk STL app.
Love the all-new Newstalk STL app.
It is awesome. And listen anytime.
Love the News Talk STL app.
Anywhere.
SR1 Sundays.
Hi, this is Elizabeth Kaiser. Be sure and check out my show, Straight Lines, this and every Sunday at 8 p.m., right after Stand and Fight, part of SR1 Sundays. Let's meet right here and let's peel back some layers of this crazy world, and you might be surprised at what we find. Straight Lines with Elizabeth Kaiser on SR1 Sundays at 8 p.m., right here on 101.9, 94.1 News Talk STL.
Straight Lines with Elizabeth Kaiser on News Talk STL.
When it comes to spending your tax dollars and teaching your kids, governments and school districts should be an open book. But in Missouri, that's not always the case. Recently, the Show Me Institute sent out a sunshine law request to school districts across the state, asking for information on whether certain topics are being taught. Specifically, a controversial one called critical race theory was included in the list. Many districts didn't respond. Some wanted to charge large fees to process the documents. Lee's Summit outside Kansas City wanted over $35,000. A rural district, Morgan County, wanted $15,000. The Sunshine Law does allow charging a reasonable fee for sending out information, but there's nothing reasonable about $35,000 or $15,000. These districts should want to be transparent about their curriculums. Taxpayers deserve to know what their kids are being taught. Learn more at showmeinstitute.org. The Show Me Minute has been brought to you by Show Me Institute and Show Me Opportunity.
Fox News commentary with Guy Benson next.
Rising debt, stock market swings, and global shocks can affect your retirement. But even in this economy, there's still opportunity. Protect your retirement with a secure, tax-advantaged gold IRA. Instead of leaving a 401k or IRA at the mercy of markets, hold physical gold or silver. Real protection for your future. And Noble Gold makes it simple. Visit NobleGoldInvestments.com and chat with a specialist. The conversation is free, and the peace of mind is priceless. NobleGoldInvestments.com. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals involves risk. Consult your financial advisor before making investment decisions.
Here's Guy Benson.
In Illinois, J.B. Pritzker, the governor, he decided that he was going to respond to a small federal presence coming to his state, where, by the way, there's like a riot at an ICE facility every night from these Antifa goons. Here's how the governor described federal law enforcement.
Our small businesses suffer when our residents and visitors who are shopping and eating are made to feel unsafe by the jackbooted thugs roaming around a peaceful downtown. Parents are now scared to send their kids to school for fear the troops will grab their children. Students are afraid they'll come home and find their parents have been disappeared by ICE. This is no way to live.
They aren't invading schools. They aren't dragging kids away. Jackbooted thugs, he said, talking about federal law enforcement trying to do a necessary and dangerous job, especially dangerous because of the violence being directed at them.
For more commentary like this, go to foxnewspodcast.com.
You know, I was wondering, if you could keep on, because the force has got a lot of power, and it makes me feel like it makes me feel like
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show. Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
The American people who are watching, the reason your government is shut down at this very minute is because, despite the fact that the overwhelming majority of congressional Republicans and even a few moderate Democrats supported opening the government, the Chuck Schumer AOC wing of the Democratic Party shut down the government because they said to us, we will open the government, but only if you give billions of dollars of funding for health care for illegal aliens. That's a ridiculous proposition.
That's J.D. Vance, our vice president, and he's 1,000% right. And I just want to say, can I say one thing before we talk about, the hits here? I wanted to hear that J.D. Vance quote over the song. Can I call that bumping in?
Yeah.
Bumping with the audio, And I even said yes, even though it was my favorite Michael Jackson song you were playing. So I sacrificed.
You did.
Hearing Don't Stop Till You Get Enough.
Exactly right.
For you.
Right.
I wore this ridiculous thing for you. All right, so let's talk about the shutdown, Ken.
Yeah.
First of all, there's no end in sight, according to the Today Show.
Yeah, there's no end in sight. We're done.
Yeah. Don't they have meetings on a show that big before the show starts or even the day before?
Oh, I guarantee you they do.
So somebody said, all right, well, let's use the headline, no end in sight. Nobody said, really? No end in sight?
Well, you're not going to get really from anybody in that meeting, I'm sure.
You're
going to get strategists saying, oh, okay, here's the message we need to get out there, people.
They just say,
how are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? And then somebody came up with that line.
Right. You're right, Ken. Because that's what they said. No end in sight.
No end in sight.
And we know it's not going to end today because today is Yom. Okay, now I got a problem with this very quickly. What are you laughing at?
the pronunciation.
Yeah. You saw that?
Yeah. Yeah.
My whole life, I said Yom Kippur. But if you ever noticed, Karen doesn't say it that way.
No, she says Yom Kippur.
Right? So somebody, I think it was Barry, actually.
One of our listeners.
Making fun of me.
Right.
Because I said Yom Kippur. He goes, Kippur's a fish. It's Yom Kippur.
I love it.
You know what? I told the story before.
When they give you trouble, when the Vic Heads give you trouble, I just think it's so funny.
That's like working here. If they're not making fun of you, you're in trouble.
Exactly right.
So I gotta connect the dots here on the way back. I told you how great Ken is, and he made all that stuff at the Godfather about the Italian food in his place and putting in the sausage and the meatballs, and it all sounded great. And it sounded so great, I was yelling because it sounded so great. And Joe Rush, whose office is not even near here,
no, it's not
down the hallway, heard me yelling. I guess I got a big mouth. I don't know.
You project a little bit. Just a little.
So it's not Yom Kippur, it's Kippur, right? That reminds me of my niece, whose name is Alexandria. When Chris was a baby in a bassinet, bassinet baby. Alex is about 3 or 4 years older than Chris. And we're standing at the bassinet, and I was looking at Chris, and she was there with me. And his pacifier fell out of his mouth. So I put it back in. I said, hey, look, he dropped his pacifier. She goes, it's not a pacifier, it's passy. It's not on fire. It's not a fire. It's not a pacifier.
It's not a fire.
I love when kids try to learn language from the very beginning.
Right.
To her, it's no fire.
No fire here.
It's not a fire.
No,
it's passy. That's what they call it at their house. Passy. People in St. Louis call it a binky.
A binky. Yeah.
So we call it passy because of my niece. Okay, back to the shutdown. Sorry, everybody. So they're trained, Ken, like little seals at the circus. What do I say?
Yes. That's the media.
Yeah. And the Democrats are trying to blame this one on the Republicans, and of course, specifically Donald Trump. And even George Stephanopoulos got his ass kicked by Mike Johnson on This Week with George Stephanopoulos. Snuffleupagus.
It's just easier for me to say.
It is easier. So
Stephanopoulos is not as easy to say, and so I can't say Stephanopoulos, so I have to say Snuffleupagus.
How about Full Acropolis?
Oh, that'd be that, and I could do that too. That's a lot easier.
So, because this is why I love really smart conservative people, because he had his facts, Ken. He had his facts out, and he's looking down too, looking down with his pen in his hand.
Yeah.
Well, it says right here that the Democrats didn't do this, Democrats didn't do that, and Mike Johnson let him talk, and he said, "Nope, this is a Biden thing that was stopped by President Trump, and they want to bring it back. Healthcare for illegal immigrants."
Yeah, that's all they want to do. It was $1.4 trillion. This was supposed to be a stopgap. It was supposed to be a clean CR. That's what they're trying to. Well, that's what they're saying, right?
Yes.
And then the Democrats come and say, "Oh, we get this thing going on. It's a little thing, no big deal. Don't worry about it." But it's the health care for illegals, and it's going to cost $1.4 trillion for the next 7 weeks. It's like, no.
They're being untruthful.
They are.
And they're lying up the ass. Okay.
By omission, and they're calling. That's what I'm saying, Vic. Each one of these people are saying the American people. That like Hakeem Jeffries, like all these other people.
Yeah.
Like Van Hollen. He said the American people. What they're saying is a lie, because they're saying the American people when they mean illegals and people. Guess what? The people that they're talking about Medicare and Medicaid, or I think it was Medicaid, that they were trying to get off the rolls, are people, able-bodied people who don't deserve to be on it.
And that's a whole nother story.
But that's what they're saying about the American people. When they say American people, yes, technically they are, but they shouldn't be on it to begin with.
Right. And that has nothing to do with whether their immigration status.
No.
Because there are people who are born here.
Yes.
And get Medicaid fraudulently.
Fraudulently,
let's
yes.
call it what it is.
And all the Trump administration is trying to do is save money for that payout.
And they, by the way, we're onto your little scheme, okay? We're onto your little, hey, let's make all these illegal immigrants come in the country so they can vote for us. We're onto you.
Yeah.
So I just don't know, Ken, why. Even when they're getting embarrassed on their own show, right? It was this week with George Stuppy Papakapa.
Right.
And Speaker Johnson made a fool out of him on his own show. When you get made a fool of on your own show, you don't deserve to have the show anymore.
Well, what's so interesting about that? That happens a lot with other hosts on the left, like CNN, MSNBC especially. When it happens on here, they always find a way to look down at their paper with their pen in the hand and say, well, okay, yeah, I know you said that, but let's move on to this. And then a good person being interviewed, okay, like a Mike Johnson, will say, no. And J.D. Vance is amazing at this, by the way.
Yeah.
He is amazing at doing this. He'll, no, we're not moving forward because you had a point. You wanted to move away from it, and I'm going to move us right back to it.
The best J.D. Vance interaction with somebody on the left media was Martha Raddatz when Tren de Aragua were taking over apartment complexes in Aurora, Colorado. And Martha Raddatz looks down at her notes, like you're saying, Ken, looks down at her notes and said, well, it's only a handful. Only a handful of apartment complexes.
Yeah.
And J.D. Vance goes, Martha, are you listening to yourself? And that was a perfect thing to say.
It was.
Only a handful? I mean, first of all, how vague can you be? It's either a number or you're just making stuff up.
Yes.
And he just got her. Anyway, back to
well, you mentioned J.D. Vance, and I did too. Did you know that he's bilingual?
No.
No,
what do you say?
I didn't know this. I didn't know.
What language is it you say that he
Hispanic.
speaks? Stop it. He speaks Spanish?
Yes.
Let's hear it.
Okay, esto es mucho simple. El Democrat Party es mucho retardo, okay? Mucho retardo. Especially el Hakimo Jeffries y el Chucko Schumer. They are extra retardo. So El Presidente and I cannot negotiate with these Democrat retardos. It's imposibly. Mucho imposibly. Gracias, amigos. Oh, and make sure you El voto for LJD Vanso in El 2028.
We're going to get in so much trouble for playing that. I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy.
Funny.
We're going to get in so much trouble for that.
So funny.
But it's so true.
He's bilingual. That wasn't him, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Those words came out of the speaker, so we're in trouble. And it's your fault. But I laughed, so I guess I'll take the blame with you. You bet. So anyway, the point being that I can't even think now after that. Mucho retardo. You're so bad. I swear to God, you are so bad.
I wanted to lighten it up a little bit.
Oh, so I'm sorry. Getting back to Yom Kippur. Can I get back to that for a sec?
Yeah.
Because I've always said Yom Kippur, and Karen, who I believe, is she Jewish?
Yes.
She is?
Very Jewish.
I had no idea.
Mhm.
She says, here's the from Barely Biggs, who is Barry, who knows he can tell bucatini pasta from a picture on the internet.
Yeah.
How come you're not using bucatini? Relax, Barry. He says, Vic, it's Yom Kippur. He wrote like 5 views.
Yeah.
Yom Kippur, not Yom Kippur. That's a dried salted fish. It's not a pacifier. It's not a fire. That's what you're doing. You're being my niece, Alex.
Right.
Because Karen says, and I want to say it the right way for Karen. Honestly, I don't care about anybody else, but I want to say it the right way for Karen. So I've said Yom Kippur, and she's never corrected me. Bless her Jewish heart. She just says it the way she says it, Yom Kippur.
Right.
And I'm right, and Barry's wrong. I don't know how else to say it. I'm
And
right.
Barry's just yanking your chain, as they say.
Yes, I know. And I'm also right that Bella Ciao is not a communist song, okay? I will die on that hill.
Right.
The Partigiano Hill with the Queste Fore de Partigiano. Morto per la libertà. It's got liberty right in the... What communist do you know in history talks about liberty?
No, you're right.
So who do they think they are is my point.
There wouldn't be... Liberty would not... No, that's actually an anti... Let's see, that would be anti-fascist. But the anti-fascists we know are fascists. So that's kind of confusing.
And let me tell you...
It's very confusing.
They're really making me mad when they put a picture of the boys at Normandy Beach.
Oh, that makes me angry.
And says, this is the original Antifa.
Mm-mm.
And I'm like, no, stupid. We know that you're trying to make up words and make up names for people to make them sound more patriotic than they never were.
But isn't that perfect? That move, that's the Democrat move. They'll name something the exact opposite of what's really happening. We've learned that with what happens with bills in Missouri. Antifa. No, we're Antifa. That's because we're anti-fascist. No, you're Antifa because you're fascist.
You want to sign this petition for women's health?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
By the way, it's abortion.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't know. I just, I just, they're so dishonest. And why do you want to be on the losing side of history?
Because they are.
They must believe it, Ken. Why would they put their reputation and their name on the line?
They've overstepped it, and they're up against the wall. The Democrats I'm speaking of.
Yes. All right. Go JD Vance. And by the way, they made an AI of JD Vance with these white glasses on. They're trying to do the sombrero thing.
Yeah.
Big time fail. Big time fail.
Hey, Jamie Allman here for my good friend Harry Parker and the ultimate seafood dining experience at Gulf Shores, GulfShoresRestaurantandGrill.com. Gulf Shores offering a unique dining experience with a vast, mouth-watering menu of all of your favorite delicious dishes, something for everyone's taste or palate. 3 convenient locations, Edwardville, Creve Coeur, and St. Peter's. Dine in, carry out. They've got a food truck, too. Friendly staff. Looking forward to seeing you, making your dining experience one you will remember. Gulf Shores RestaurantandGrill.com.
Hey, it's Susie Moore. If new flooring makes you think hassle, think again, because Michael's Flooring is changing the game. For over 30 years, Michael's has been locally owned and trusted for quality, variety, and amazing service. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, laminate, luxury vinyl, or ceramic tile, their expert team makes installing new floors exciting, not stressful. That's why customers keep coming back. Visit Michael's Flooring at St. Peter's, Starting Prairie, Creve Coeur, or online at igotfloored.com. That's igotfloored.com.
Elevate your brand's visibility with Fast Signs of Bridgeton, your local experts in visual solutions. From custom signs and banners to eye-catching graphics and displays, we bring your vision to life. Need indoor decor, outdoor signage, or vehicle wraps? Our team delivers quality and creativity on time, every time. Don't just make a statement, make an impression. Visit Fast Signs of Bridgeton, proud partner of the St. Louis Blues and preferred sign company of St. Louis University Athletics. Visit fastsigns.com.
Simply Health with Dr. Brian Deloney. Are you ready to take your health to the next level? I'm teaming up with Coach Caleb Summers, a powerhouse in strength, nutrition, and deep health coaching. Together, we're going to show you how lifestyle and functional medicine combine for unstoppable results. So tune in You're definitely not going to want to miss this.
Simply Health, Saturdays at noon on News Talk STL. To find out more about Simply Health Integrated Medical, log on to simplyhealthintegrated.com. KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefonte, KNVS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at NewstalkSTL.com.
Breaking news at Town Hall. I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. The White House is threatening to carry out mass layoffs of federal workers with the government shutdown now underway. Here's White House correspondent Greg Cluxton.
A presidential spokesperson said government agencies are already preparing for cuts, even as Vice President J.D. Vance insisted no final decisions have been made. Typically during shutdowns, federal employees are furloughed and they receive back pay once the government reopens. But President Trump has directed the White House Budget Office and cabinet secretaries to identify jobs to be cut. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said, "We believe that layoffs are imminent." Greg Clugston, Washington.
Republican Senator Dan Sullivan of Alaska told the Salem radio network that Democrat leader Chuck Schumer is squarely to blame for the government shutdown because he's afraid of being primaried by the left wing of his own party.
It's only because he's scared of his left flank and he's genuflecting to the left wing of the Democratic Party. And that's what's literally driving this shutdown.
That is Republican Senator Dan Sullivan. A deadly vehicle and stabbing attack outside a synagogue in Manchester, England.
People were killed after a car was driven at members of the public and a man was stabbed outside a synagogue in the English city of Manchester. Greater Manchester Police believe the suspect is also dead after being shot by officers. The incident occurred on the Jewish religious holiday of Yom Kippur. Prime Minister Keir Starmer announced additional police deployments at synagogues across the UK following the attack. Karen Shamas, London.
British police have declared that deadly rampage that killed 2 people on the holiest day of the Jewish year to be, indeed, a terrorist attack. The assistant police chief said the assailant was killed by officers and 2 other suspects were arrested. 3 people were wounded in the attack, involved a vehicle and a knife attack. A mixed bag on Wall Street. Right now, the Dow is down 56 points. The NASDAQ, though, is up by about 56. More from townhall.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are high interest payments becoming too much to bear? Luckily, there's a way for consumers struggling with over $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans to significantly reduce the amount they owe if they qualify. Qualifying for this debt relief program, which the credit card companies prefer to keep secret, will only require you to pay back a fraction of what you owe with one affordable monthly payment. You don't have to file bankruptcy or need a debt consolidation loan. Consumers can now take advantage of this financial debt relief during the current economic downturn and rising inflation. If you owe $10,000 or even $500,000 in credit card debt or personal loans, call the Debt Relief Advocates Helpline now for this free information and to see if you qualify. Call 800-466-4131. 800-466-4131. Again, that's 800-466-4131.
This hour of News Talk STL is brought to you by Stifel, serving investors for over 130 years. Contact your Stifel financial advisor at stifel.com. That's STIFEL.com.
Tony Colombo here for Gutter Pros and Exteriors, your all-in-one service team that brings years of experience and quality that's affordable right to your doorstep. Christine and I discovered Gutter Pros and Exteriors when we bought our home and inherited a gutter problem. And they've also repaired siding damage on our home because along with gutter repair, gutter installation, and leaf protection, the Gutter Pros team are also the best for repairing other exterior damage, including fascia, soffit, and all siding repair and installation. Learn about all the ways Gutter Pros and Exteriors can help your home or business right now at gutterpros.com.
JC's Wayback Machine.
Monday is the 5th anniversary of the passing of the great Eddie Van Halen. What was it like to live with him? Actress Valerie Bertinelli is going to answer that question.
He's a sweetheart, but I just can't live with him. And he would say the same thing about me.
Plus great tunes from the 90s, 80s, and 70s. And don't forget about JC's Sunday Showgram from 7 to 9, followed by the podcast. And brought to you by the Weber Automotive Group.
It's JC's Wayback Machine. Every Saturday night, 6 to 9. News Talk STL.
Hi, I'm Rodney Wallner.
And I'm Jen Wallner with the Wallner Home Selling Team at Berkshire Hathaway.
Hey, Jen, how do you sell your home for top dollar?
That's easy. Call the Wallner Home Selling Team at 314-810-SOLD.
What if I want a flexible commission plan?
Call the Wallner Home Selling Team at 314-810-SOLD.
What's the best time to sell your home?
Right now, call the Wallner Home Selling Team at 314-810-SOLD.
For all your real estate needs, call the Wallner Home Selling Team at 314-810-SOLD.
That's 314-810-SOLD.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by the Trolley Stop Bakery, the official bakery of the Vic Porcelli Show. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
For a 3-hour tour, a 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough.
We squeeze in a dry hump day under partly sunny skies.
From New Jersey to Baldwin, Missouri, two behind the microphone, taking the whoosh to the radical left and the putrid swamp. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show. Here he is, Vic Porcelli.
Thank you so much. Okay, hold on. Stop the presses. Breaking news.
Okay.
And I want everybody to know that I was right originally. We'll start it by saying that.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So today is Yom Kippur.
Okay.
Which I've always said my whole life, Yom Kippur. And Karen does not say it that way.
No.
Karen is a Jew and she says it
Yom Kippur.
Right. So Barry, smart ass Barry goes, it's not Yom Kippur. Kippur is a salted fish. It's Yom Kippur. So, because I must have said Yom Kippur because I heard Karen say it.
Right.
Right. So
you were just trying to be welcoming to the guest and say it the way they do it.
Meaning Karen?
Yes.
Yeah. She's not a guest. She's part of the family.
Well, yeah.
Come on.
That's
Come
true.
on.
You're right.
So, top of the hour news on this very station, there was a story about today being Yom Kippur. So, we're going to have to fight it out with Karen, I guess.
Probably.
See what she says. All right. Let's welcome Curtis Houck to the show, managing editor at NewsBusters. Curtis, are you Jewish by any chance?
No, I am not. No.
How would you say Yom Kippur or Yom Kippur, being a non-Jew?
Well, officially, I would say Yom Kippur. But
Right.
if I'm being cutesy, Yom Kippur.
Hey, you know what? That's not cutesy.
It makes, yeah.
It's Yom
that makes
Kippur.
sense. Okay.
Yeah, it sounds more fun. All right, let's get back to business.
Like
Stop.
Thanksgiving versus Turkey Day.
Exactly right.
There
I
you
would
go.
never
See?
say Turkey Day in my life.
Right.
I don't get cutesy much because I'm big, fat, and ugly. All right, Curtis, you want to talk about, and of course, we're all on board. ABC, CBS, NBC, 96% stories about Donald Trump negative and 1% positive. Isn't this a real problem, especially when you're reporting on a government shutdown?
Well, the thing about the government shutdown that's really frustrating here is we notice no matter what happens, and NBC even admitted to this last week, that for some reason, Republicans are always blamed for government shutdowns. Well, gee, why is that, you guys? But no, in this case, they kind of test drove a few narratives over the weekend, starting Friday through the weekend and early part of this week. It was all saying, Democrats are standing up for Americans. They're fighting for you with the subsidies and all these sorts of things. And they would lead with their framing of things, and they'd run a bunch of sound bites, and then they kind of would footnote what Republicans are saying about wanting a clean CR and to continue negotiating on a budget. But when you lead with the Democrat explanation, even though they're the party in the minority on all levers and all fronts, therefore, you're making them seem like the majority, more sensible party, because that's the first argument that's put in the minds of people that are watching. But, that obviously has not gone well for them, because by this point, a lot of the coverage we've seen, including, the Thursday morning newscasts, it's, just, both sides are finger pointing, and, everybody's caught in the middle, and Donald Trump's not going to fire people. And they're not really getting into the explanation about the illegal immigrants receiving health care. Or I shouldn't say illegal, because no human is illegal.
I'm sick of that too. I'll tell you the truth. I am so sick of that.
Hey, but you know what, Curtis? You know what? You mentioned something that I think we kind of overlook. But you said that the media floated the idea out there, and they do this all the time. By the way, they take a concept and they say, well, should we try? Let's just float that balloon and see how that works. Isn't the media supposed to be a news source, not a balloon floater?
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. But, we so often see that the liberal media are the ones telling elected Democrats what to do. They are the ones that are messaging. And that's why you see Democrats, the very few times anyone in the mainstream media pushes back, they go bonkers. They lose their freaking noodles at all of this nonsense.
I like this.
I mean, Elizabeth Warren today went on CBS Mornings with Tony DeRedpill, one of the few people at CBS that Barry Weiss and the Ellison family should keep. He pointed out that, he didn't say illegal. He's just like, what Republicans are saying, and they're correct, is that non-citizens are receiving free health care. And even that was too far for her.
Wow.
She started shouting at him and saying that's a flat out lie. That is not strictly, half true. None of those things. And so that just goes to show that the liberal politicians view liberal journalists as their co-pilots in the game of life, that they work hand in hand on this kind of thing. And we saw that with the Charlie Kirk assassination. You had these different narratives out there. You had, we really don't know, or you had people say all kinds of things. Matthew Dowd got fired from MSNBC. And then they said, well, maybe he's a right winger like Jimmy Kimmel. They floated that, and then he got in trouble. Or they also did, each person's responsible for their own actions. There's no wider ideology going on here. And then also at the very end, they had a few people try to do was the power of love. And that didn't work. So then the coverage has thus died.
All right, so I have a couple of things. One, dovetailing on what Ken said, when they take a narrative and go with it, and we're supposed to believe it, like, whores were peeing on Donald Trump. They took that and they decided to go with that, Matt, Curtis. I mean, it's stupid. And they try. Who's going to believe that? All right, let's get back to the CR. The continuing resolution was clean, wasn't it, when it was sent to Democrats? Was that not a clean CR?
24 pages. Exactly that, because they're going through regular order. The House has restored regular order where separate appropriation bills based on, whatever portion, branch of, subset of the federal government for annual funding bills. And they're more than halfway through, but they're not quite there yet.
So Barry Weiss, sorry, I got a little pretzel in my mouth. I thought your answer was going to be longer, but thank you for keeping it short. Barry Weiss and her company bought CBS, right? Paramount?
The ink is about to be put pen to paper from all accounts.
So who is Barry Weiss going to allow to keep saying this stuff?
Well, I was going to say, that's part of the thing. You have a lot of folks on their network evening newscasts. John Dickerson, who's really a pompous prick. Maurice Dubois, who seems like a nice guy, but he's from local news. Margaret Brennan, J.D. Vance embarrassed her, and now everybody knows who she is. There's going to have to be some wholesale changes at that network. Oprah's best friend, Gayle King, is another morning show host. Nate Burleson, NFL player, really nice guy, but he doesn't really seem to know a lot of things. He was the one who asked Kevin McCarthy, what is your party going to do to tone down the rhetoric?
Oh, yeah, I don't like that guy at all.
Yeah.
He was a football player, like him?
Nate Burleson was a former NFL player. A few years ago, guys, there was a big volcanic eruption in Vanuatu, somewhere out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. And he tried to say that volcanic eruptions are the result of climate change.
Of course.
So not a very bright bulb.
Hey, Curtis, I gotta ask you, because isn't this the truth? 100% of the time, when we get the Democrats up against the wall on issues, they always say, guys, we got to tone down the rhetoric. It's always both of us have to, and I'm sick of that.
Oh yeah, guys, the people being shot at need to calm down. Really, that's what's happening here. Or
dodge a little bit.
Or in this case with illegal immigrants in healthcare, you have some folks like Ro Khanna a few days ago on Fox Business come out and say, it is happening, but it's not costing us that much. So that's it's like stages of grief.
Right.
It's like stages of grief,
Yeah.
It's saying, it's happening, it's not that much, and soon we're going to be at the point where they'll say, yes, it's happening, and it's good.
Well, here's my problem, Curtis. People who are on the left, right, and they they consume news only mainstream NBC, CBS,
Legacy Pfizer
right,
media,
legacy
right.
Pfizer media, and they walk away from a newscast and say, "Hey, Marge, did you know that whores were pissing on the president?" and they believe it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is the entire thing, and I keep bringing up the Charlie Kirk assassination, but it's so textbook illustrative here, because what the liberal media try to do in some of these situations is trying to put the toothpaste back in the tube. They spend years telling their audience things like that about the Steele dossier, or that Republicans are fascist and Republicans are terrible and conservatives are not only wrong, they're a danger to society. And then when someone actually acts on said things against Hitler, Trump, people are like, oh my gosh, everybody's got to tone down the rhetoric.
Tone it
you
down.
guys, though, got to turn down. Yeah, and they demand utter transparency of the American public and the rest of us, but they do not demand transparency of themselves. It's the same with the First Amendment. They believe in the First Amendment for themselves. They willfully forget to emphasize that the First Amendment is about all of us.
Right. And you know what I love about the First Amendment? It brings them out of the woodwork. I love seeing it both on the left and the right. I love seeing the radicals come out and say, it's my First Amendment right to sound like a douchebag. And I love that, because it exposes them and we know who they are.
All right, this conversation is getting way too potty mouth. All of
It
us.
is.
Let's put our heads together. No more potty mouth. Go
Don't you
ahead.
cuss on this here radio.
You got it, Curtis? Don't you cuss on this here radio.
Oh, we don't want anybody losing their jobs here, because we won't get puff pieces like liberals do in the New York Times and the Washington Post. Oh, I teach children and I cheered a young person's murder. How dare, I was just freedom of speech. That's like saying you can sexually harass someone at work and say it was just free speech. Like, has anyone heard of code of conduct out there?
Wait, it's not free speech? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm kidding.
Hey, you know what, Curtis? We like you a lot. So we may have to do some sort of semi-regular segment with you. Are you good with that?
I was gonna say absolutely. Yeah, you guys are good. You guys are hilarious. No, I'm a big fan. We've always got stuff going on, and I think that's the crazy thing that I love about working at NewsBusters. You never know what's gonna happen. You can predict some things, like the media being stupid about certain things, but you never know what is going to happen, who is going to say what. It's like a roulette wheel of stupid.
That's what I love about it. I think it energizes us to know that it's never ending.
No.
We're going to use that roulette wheel of stupid.
Yeah,
Write
I like that.
The Legion of Stupid. I always also say when there's like a gathering, like the Legion of Dumb. Like there's a video out there. There's a YouTube video out there last week or 2 weeks ago of Jim Acosta, Joy Reid, and Don Lemon talking for like an hour.
Talking what?
We should show that to people in Guantanamo.
Yeah, no kidding. That'd be good torture. Because I believe that in World War II, the Japanese made our POWs do Sudoku puzzles because they are impossible, right? I can't do it. It's all nines. You do the puzzle. It's all nines.
So, yeah,
wow, we offended Curtis. That's
learn
bad.
English. That'll help illegal immigrants learn English.
Right. So listen, I'm going to do a little something here. Well, this is like a little experiment with you, if you're okay with that. I'm on your Twitter page right now, and I'm going to follow you. And it would be really cool, I thought, if Curtis Houck would follow us back. Follow me back. Would you do that?
Oh yes, I can absolutely do that.
Everybody says that. I want you to know that. Everybody says, yeah, sure, and nobody does.
They do.
Not all of them.
Well, and I just did.
All right, good. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Let me see. Curtis Houck following. It doesn't say you're following me. It says I'm following you. You lying to me?
It's gonna follow.
You got to refresh.
Yeah, hit the refresh. And I did it too, Curtis.
Let me refresh.
We'll have you.
Okay. Oh, follows you. Very nice. A man of his word. I like that. So tell me about NewsBusters, because I also favorited that on the computer in here. How long you been around? How have I missed you guys? What's going on with you?
Yeah, newsbusters.org, the main outfit of the Media Research Center. NewsBusters has been around since 2005, so we just hit a big milestone on that front. The Media Research Center, yesterday, we marked, it was coming up here on 38 years, I believe, in existence. We were born in 1987. Brent Bozell, the ambassador in waiting for South Africa.
Oh, yeah.
Brent Baker and one of our fundraisers, Larry Gourlay. It started with a dream and a bunch of VHS tapes. because that's, that's how the DVR system worked then. And you start, stop, you type up everything in transcripts, and it became a bunch of newsletters, and then it became MRC.org, and now it's NewsBusters.org. We look at the media quantitative and qualitatively chronicling the worst and sometimes the best of the liberal media, late night, mornings, evenings, online. Now we're having to deal with podcasts. So we deal with big tech censorship as well. And we also look at Univision and Telemundo. So we are English and a little Espanol as well.
JD Vance
those
speaks Spanish
people-
too. We're not going to play that for you though, because we got in trouble for playing it once already.
Yeah.
So-
My guy Jorge Bonilla, we have, who writes in English for us on the network evening newscast, but he also watches Jorge Ramos and the like as well, along with being a talk radio host in Miami in Spanish, conservative
Wow.
talk radio.
All right. Love that.
Yeah.
So a story dated October 2nd, 2025, which Ken, I believe, is today. And the headline is Public Trust in News Media Drops to Another New Low in Gallup poll. How are they making any money with advertising with that kind of number?
Well, I think part of it is you have a lot of brain dead advertisers at the wheel. Big pharma getting all the boomer vote. I don't know. I mean, that's just what people do. They just think, TV advertising is, it's a thing. But, it dropped to 28% in terms of the trust in media, which is absolutely insane. And now, today, 7 in 10 have either not much confidence or none at all.
Wow.
You add those up, and it's about 70% of Americans.
Unbelievable.
36% and 34% have little or no trust at all. This is the first time that 3 in 10 U.S. adults have said they trust the news media.
That's pretty bad.
It fell below 50% in 2004 and has not recovered. Last year was 31%. Now it's down to 28%. I think obviously once you dip into the next bracket, that's when, that's always a kind of mile marker in the worst possible way. And I feel like anytime your approval ratings is in the 20s,
That's bad.
You might want to look yourself in the mirror, but
these advertisers, how
I do not
stupid
believe
are
they
they?
will.
After a while, you got to say, I'm not throwing away my money on 20% of the people that are out there in the country.
But they do.
They do anyway. All right, listen, before we let you go, Curtis, I love voices. I love your voice. Would you say something for me? Because I think it might work. I might be wrong, but I think it might work. Can you say, don't like broccoli, not going to eat it?
I love broccoli, though.
Well, that's okay. See, when you're doing voices, you're just doing voices. Not necessarily, we're not going to hold you to it. All right, say this then. Say 1,000 points of light.
1,000 points of light.
Sounds like the George H. Herbert Walker Bush.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't like broccoli, not going to do it. No. And 1,000 points of light, no new taxes. All right, listen, Curtis, it's been great having you, and I'm serious. We can have you send me regularly. We'd love that.
Absolutely, guys. Take care, and it's always a pleasure. NewsBusters.org, NewsBusters on Facebook, Instagram, or Media Research Center on Instagram, and I am at Curtis Houck, as you guys just said, all one word.
Thank you so much,
no
buddy.
numbers, undercut, any of that stuff.
None of that
Take
crap.
care.
All right. All right, that's Curtis Houck from NewsBusters.org.
Yeah, Curtis.
I love him.
Have a go, man.
All right. As Chuck Berry brings us a break. Basic blues riff and B. Watch me for the changes and try to keep up.
Yeah.
Colonel Jack Jackson's going to be speaking at the Price of Freedom event on October 11th. Louder. Keep it up this loud. Love it. Doug Giles is also going to speak. He's a regular on Jamie. Jamie Ullman's like really a big shot, isn't he?
Yeah.
Judge Napolitano is his
I
great
know.
friend. Colonel Joe Adams is a great friend.
Right.
Doug Giles on the show all the time. And by the way, Jamie Ullman will be hosting this event on the 11th on Nyer Road in Union. It's the Price of Freedom from 101.9 to 94.1 News Talk STL. Go, Johnny, go.
He used to carry his guitar in a gunny sack, go sit beneath the tree by the railroad track. Oh, the engineer was sitting in the shade, strumming with the rhythm that the
The Vic Porcelli Show.
Be cool, honey bunny. Be cool.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
Ken, I want you to do something for me.
Yeah, Vic.
I want you to keep an eye on this guy, Chris Cooper.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great financial wealth management coach.
Right.
Who makes you feel comfortable. He's got his own little radio show Sunday mornings, 9:00. And he did Dr. Tobler's show on Saturday.
He did.
You keep your eye on him.
And
okay?
he always dives into that fun with finance thing on that show he does.
I don't want him taking over for us. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So keep your eye on him.
He's good.
Not that I don't. Not that I don't trust him.
No.
But if he wants to slide right in and do the 9 to noon guy, you can forget it. Just do your little stuff and teach people how to leave money to your kids or a charity of your choice, not the government or medical or care community. Got it?
That's
Chris
right.
Cooper? Is it statue or statute?
It's statute.
I really think you're wrong. Serenity Wealth Now. And Serenity Now, tax.com. You think I'd have this memorized by now?
You would think.
What is that supposed to mean? Serenity Now, tax.com for Chris Cooper. Serenity Now!
Investment advice offered through Fortis Capital Advisors.
Serenity Now! This is 101.9 and 94.1.
I have to tell you, if this is how they're going to behave, I'm rethinking my position.
News Talk STL. Concerned about the condition of your windows driving up your energy bills? I was too. It's only called STL Windows and Doors. Call today for your free in-home estimate and start saving tomorrow. 314-277-5952 or stlwindowsanddoors.com.
I'm Dr. TJ, owner of the Institute of Natural Health, co-owner of Optimal Nutraceuticals, and the host of Wellness One. Wellness One is designed to cut through the nonsense and provide you common sense science-based information regarding health and wellness. On the show, we discuss topics like thyroid health, gut health, hormone optimization, and many others. Our show airs Saturdays at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. and Sundays at 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. right here on NewstalkSTL. And you can visit us at inhstl.com. That's inhstl.com.
Connor Roofing, you can count on Connor. Connor Roofing is now a 2-time winner of the National Best of the Best Award for customer satisfaction for roofing, storm damage restoration, siding, gutters, both residential and commercial. Please visit ConnorRoofing.com for an estimate. And remember, you can count on Connor.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps in the afternoon.
Johnny Tobacco, host of The Wise Guys on Newsmax.
Jerome Powell to me today sounded like a man with a big load of turd in his pants because that statement today looked like a hostage video. It looked like he didn't want to say he might change policy, but he knew he had to because the market is looking at him with some really evil eyes.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps, weekdays at 4 on News Talk STL.
If you're living with diabetes and using insulin, you know the pain of pricking your fingers over and over again. By wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor or CGM, you can reduce the pain of pricking your fingers right away. If you're testing your blood sugar 4 or more times per day, injecting insulin 3 or more times per day, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetic Health Hotline today.
800-515-2380. That's 800-515-2380. Paid for by U.S. Med.
All the information I need on the drive to work.
Mike Ferguson in the morning. We keep it on throughout the day, whether it's local, national, or something big that's happening overseas.
News, analysis, and opinion.
St. Louis is number one for conservative talk.
News Talk STL.
Whoosh. Hi, this is Joe DeVito, and you're listening to Vic and Ken on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. And I'm completely nude.
Joe DeVito. Put on some pants. Filthy stuff on this show, Ken.
I know.
I blame you.
And it's your fault.
Because I always blame you. Boy, this Curtis Houck kid from NewsBusters. I call him a kid. He looks like a kid. He sounds like a kid. Right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Really good. Like him. And if he promises not to be a potty mouth, because Ken and I are like, if this was school, you know, young, like middle school maybe, and Curtis Houck was trying to get us to smoke cigarettes, he'd probably do it. Here, smoke. It's good for you.
Oh, yeah.
No, peer pressure.
Right.
That's what he does. He uses foul language. He gets us doing it.
Right.
And the next thing you know,
So what you're saying is anything we might have said, and I'm not saying we did, but if we did, it was his fault.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I'm just trying to stay in the same lane you are.
That's the clause I'm going to try to use when we get yelled at in about half an hour. All right. So my wife sent me something I want to read to you.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
It is the 7 most terrifying consequences of a government shutdown. Okay. We're in a government shutdown here, Ken. According to NBC, no end in sight.
Right.
What a stupid thing. I'm sorry. We'll get to this in a second. What a stupid thing to say with no end in sight. You know what no end in sight means? It means eternally.
Yes, it means no light at the end of the tunnel, as far as I'm concerned. And why would the media say that to the public, to the general public? What are they trying to do? That you have to think that way. I think you need to think when they say something, you don't think of what they said. You don't listen to what they said. You say, why did they say what they said?
Yeah.
And and it's a shame, but I believe that's what I've kind of like become, that kind of person when I'm watching the news at night. I'm talking about mainstream legacy Pfizer media news channel in St. Louis. It's 4, 5, 2, even 11 and 30.
9 for sure.
Yeah. Yes. And so when I'm listening to that, I don't go, okay, let's see what they have on the news today.
Yeah.
I go, okay, here, let's see what's on the news so I can decipher what they're really trying to say to us.
And Ken, actually 30 is your station for your show you watch at 6:30 in the morning.
And it's the weirdest thing about that is the national news desk is on until 7. And then at 7 o'clock GMA, Good Morning America comes on. Right. And they are the complete antithesis of the national news desk, Vic.
All right, I want to just very quickly, there was a car and stabbing attack that killed 2 people at a synagogue.
Yeah, in Great Britain.
On the holiest day of the Jewish year.
Yeah. And Keir Starmer, who is in my opinion, no friend of the Jews, he's actually saying we need to have more security at synagogues.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Tell that to the families of these 2 people that got killed on Yom Kippur. Okay, back to, the 7 most terrifying consequences, Ken.
Yeah.
Of a government shutdown. Number 1, the Capitol cafeteria will not be able to serve Ted Cruz his customary afternoon ho-hos.
Oh, no.
Devastating.
Yeah.
Number 2, that department that you've never heard of that does nothing for you will be furloughed. You can kiss the Commission on Overseas Native Fisheries goodbye.
Goodbye. Sorry.
Number 3, government workers will lose thousands of hours of sleep they would have otherwise be getting at work. I mean, nobody wants to sleep on their own time.
Right.
We're going to do it on government company time. Number 4, Rand Paul will be intolerably giddy. He's so annoying when he gets like that. Number 5, AOC will have to go back to bartending, but she doesn't know how to make a rum and Coke. It's a tough recipe.
It is.
Because you got your rum.
And you got your Coke.
The only other thing would be ice, right?
Right, but she might forget that.
That's over her head. Number 6, instead of shopping online while working from home, government employees will have to shop online while furloughed at home. Brutal.
Yeah, and you know what about that? In reality, Doge found that like 46% of the people who were working from home weren't. So in other words, 46% of the people who were working from home we were paying for weren't working.
And not just that. You're absolutely right. But they also flaunt it, you know? There was this one guy who was sitting in his bathtub, a bubble bath. What guy?
Oh, no, really?
What guy?
Wait, you saw the video?
Yes. What guy sits in a bubble bath?
I don't know.
So he's got the bubble bath going. Then there's a little shelf off, you know, so in case the TV doesn't fall in and electrocute him. I would hate to see that happen.
Yeah, that'd be terrible.
So the TV is far enough away so it's safe. And he's doing a video on X. And he says, "This is my office today." Why is that funny?
It's just the way you said it.
Thank you. That's the reaction I wanted. Because he's doing a bubble bath.
In a bubble bath.
I mean, a guy doing a bubble bath thing could say, "Yeah, this is my office today, right here.
Right
then
here.
we're going down for bikers for babies.
See my beer?
Yeah, see my beer here. My bike's outside." You never hear that guy in a bubble bath.
No.
So the guy in the bubble bath, this is my home. This is my my desk today.
That's your David Remnick voice.
Is it?
Yes.
Maybe it was David Remnick. No, this guy worked for the government. I'm David Remnick. And this is my office today. So anyway, we should have got Matthew Curtis. Why do I keep calling him Matthew?
I don't know. You said that to him while he was actually talking with us.
Get off my back. He maybe next time we'll have him try to do David Remnick. Because he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do.
He was a little worried why you were asking.
He wouldn't do Bush because he does like broccoli. I'm like, Curtis, you're so funny. Don't you get comedy doesn't have to ever be true or it's comedy.
It's comedy.
But he did say 1,000 points of light.
Yeah, after he felt safe because you did it. It was like, oh, okay, Vic did it, so I guess it's okay if I do it.
So I guess if Vic Porcelli jumps off the Empire State Building, you'll jump off the Empire State Building.
Okay,
right?
well, I would hold him to that too.
All right, there's one more here. Can we get this last one? And
Yeah,
then we'll screw around a little more.
yeah.
The final thing, number 7. Number 7 most terrifying consequence of a government shutdown. No one will be able to unlock the restrooms at Yosemite National Park. It's literally impossible to evacuate your bowels without government support.
No, you're exactly
I screwed
right.
that up. I'm so sorry. Now, your daughter works where?
At Zion.
And that's in Utah?
Yes.
And that's a national park?
Yes.
So has she been furloughed, your daughter?
I do not know.
You're not talking to her? Not speaking? Not speaking to
well,
her?
I spoke to her a couple days ago. I speak to her about 2-3 times a week.
She Jewish?
No.
Just thought I'd ask. You never know.
Zion National Park,
Ah, look at you.
Yeah.
Well done. So guess what, Ken? Monday?
You know what I found out about Zion, why it's called Zion National Park?
What?
I thought it was because maybe there was a Jewish following that named it.
Yeah.
It's not.
Oh.
Zion means refuge, I think. Refuge.
Okay.
And this has to do, it goes back to the days of Mormons. They wanted to they found this location. It's a real long drawn out story, but my daughter told us, but they found this location and they called it Zion because it was a refuge.
Well, I think you've really touched on something here, honestly, because Zion, if you're a Zionist, you're on the Jewish side.
Right.
And the Mormons called it Zion. So the Mormons and the Jews are religiously connected, it seems to me.
Well, they at least respect each other. Or
That's
at least
good enough.
The Zionists, I mean, if they're Zionists. Yeah.
That's good enough.
Yeah.
Respect is good enough.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm done. Hey, everybody. It's David Bowie. 65 degrees outside and sunny. This is from the station to station album, and it's called Stay.
And you always have to follow up with the weather.
65 degrees right now. Low tonight down to about 35 tomorrow. Sunny and 70 a double wish Wednesday.
Thursday, though.
Friday, actually. Because tomorrow.
Well, today's
tomorrow.
Thursday.
That's why I said tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow, yeah.
Thanks for listening. Appreciate it.
I do. Once in a while.
Vic. We squeeze in a dry hump day under partly sunny skies.
Look, he did it again. AmVet Riders of Missouri having an event on Saturday.
Yeah.
At JB, at Jefferson Barracks. It's Veterans Appreciation Day. We're going to talk to Anthony about that tomorrow. So be sure you pay attention and support the cause, okay?
Yeah.
All right. Chat box is next on 1019 94.1 Newstalk STL. Uh-huh. Did you get that guitar thing?
Follow us on Rumble at NewstalkSTL. The Vic Porcelli Show.
So thank you all. God bless you all. Let's go lick the world. Let's get it done. My focus is just stay focused.
On Newstalk STL. Tim Jones and Chris Arps in the afternoon.
How long will the Schumer shutdown last? We'll have Congresswoman Ann Wagner on at 4:05 for her predictions.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps. Weekdays at 4 on Newstalk STL.
Are the days of a personal doctor gone? Not at Body of Health Direct Primary Care. I'm Dr. Randy Tobler to share how our design is putting the care back into healthcare. Plain and simple, our members, not insurance companies, get our exclusive focus. That means same or next day appointments, responsive answers to your concerns, and a no-spin, big tool chest approach. It's about time you get serious time devoted to your medical needs. To learn about healthcare the way it ought to be, schedule a discovery call today at bodyofhealth.com. That's bodyofhealth.com.
Now, the Free Market Minute, brought to you by the Hammond Institute for Free Enterprise at Lindenwood University. Hey, it's Mike Ferguson from The Morning Show. I am here with Dr. Grant Black. And Grant, entrepreneurship, it's one of those buzzwords we hear a lot about, but is entrepreneurship really important to the economy?
It definitely is. Entrepreneurship is a consistent contributor to economic growth. It creates new products and services that people value. It creates the new businesses that provide them. It fosters innovation that improves productivity, and it increases beneficial competition. It generates jobs, income, wealth mobility, and even tax revenues that all support and enhance communities. Entrepreneurship matters, so we need to help it thrive in all our communities.
The John W. Hammond Institute for Free Enterprise at Lindenwood University fosters and examines market-oriented approaches to economic and social issues. To learn more, visit hammondinstitute.org.
Jamie Allman here, tossing and turning over retirement worries. You're not alone. 3 out of 4 Americans share your concern about having enough saved. But here's the thing. A comfortable retirement isn't out of reach, even if you're planning for 30 or 40 years ahead. Every day, Jeff Portman from the Gemini Wealth Group helps people avoid the critical mistakes that can derail their retirement. Build your path to financial confidence. Visit GeminiWealthGroup.com or call Jeff directly at 314-888-0123.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA, SIPC.
Rumors spreading round United Texas town. About to shack outside the game.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Forget about it. Got a lot of nice girls.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
All right, listen, free advice. All right, keep this up nice and loud. Playing air guitar, usually like this, right? You're strumming your hand about at your stomach.
Yeah.
But when you do Billy Gibbons, you got to be way down here.
Real low.
Because you're like, I like this thigh. He's
Oh,
got his
yeah.
guitar down
Oh,
by
yeah.
his thigh, right?
Yep.
There's a video I encourage you to watch. It was from Eric Clapton's Crossroads Festival. And the first, I don't know if they were the first act, but the act you see come on is ZZ Top. And this was long ago, so that Dusty was still well, he was alive playing bass. And they start doing Waiting for the Bus, and Jesus Just Left Chicago. And if you remember, Waiting for the Bus was
Oh, yeah.
while he's walking out on stage. So it's not even like he came on and stood still. While he's walking, he's doing that. And again, his guitar is way down here.
Right.
You know? And I don't know, it's just great piece of music. And Dusty is no longer with us. Dusty. Oh, that's Ken's little way of pushing me around and saying, let's go, fatty. Do the chat box. Am I right?
You ready?
Dave Stouffer.
Hey, Dave.
Whoosh, all you Vic Heads. Happy DELI
Whoosh.
Day. Thank you, Dave. We do the DELI, big reason because of you. Even with crappy circumstances right now, I'm all ears. I'm sorry, Dave. I mean that from my heart. Good morning, Dickhead Patriots. Good morning, gents and fellow Vic Heads. Have a blessed day, everyone. That is our favorite Navy chief, Ken.
Good morning, St. Louis.
Jeff Gerlach said, what kind of sandwich? When were we talking about sandwiches today?
Probably at a half a sandwich.
We didn't play that today.
I don't think we did.
Jeff, what are you talking about? Are you hungry? If you're hungry, get yourself a sandwich or a half a sandwich. So, Ken, when is I know we're getting Cuban sandwiches sometime soon. Can't wait for that. Did you ever have a Cuban sandwich?
No.
So good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry. Barbara says, good morning, freedom fighting dickheads. It's a good day to continue a humor shutdown. Well, it's Yom Kippur. So he cracks me up, Chuck.
Up, Chuck.
He'll make the shutdown happen and then go celebrate Yom Kippur with his family.
Yeah, with a cold raw burger with cheese on top.
On a cold grill, no less.
Cold grill, yeah.
CNN representing fake news? Never.
Come on now.
Jamal, this guy Jeff scares me. I want to make sure I pre-read everything. Jamal needs to stop listening to liberal media and rap. That's what he is. He is liberal. He's not a media, but he's a lib. He pulled the fire alarm.
Yeah, he did.
Dave Stouffer says Jamal is a POS race baiter. POS.
He is.
Person
He really
of
is.
substance.
You must have got manure for your brain.
Thank you. I've been called Nazi, racist, and whatever buzzword once too often. I have zero cares to give.
I think he's talking about something, giving something else, right?
Yes, but he wrote, "Thank you, Jeff, for writing it like you did."
That was nice of him.
Because sometimes I'll just read it. Can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
I don't know how this popped up. Do you know the song "That's Life"?
Yeah.
That's what all the people say.
Right.
When he goes, "I've been a pauper, a poet, a pirate, a something else with a P, a pawn and a king." Like every word starts with a P. Except king.
The king.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
You don't care.
Where did that come from? What made you even think about that right now?
I don't know. Oh,
I want to be clear.
Because I want to be clear. I'm not racist. Racism, no, that's not it. It was a Jeff Gerlach one. I've been a Nazi, a racist.
There they're doing that.
A pirate, a pawn, and a
yeah.
king. All of those words start with P, except for king. It's just a weird way to write a song, I think. Morning, freedom fighters. Ken's done with me. You see that? That's that. Ken is so done with me. He just looks away at the thing.
I think him doing that actually made you mention it just now.
Mention what just
the
now?
pawn, the pauper, and the king.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was kind of actually creative. Very good that he did that.
Oh, yes, it was.
Because now you remembered it.
I didn't get it right, though, so I screwed up the whole joke. So hold on now. Can we explain the rules here? We like Scooter. We don't dislike Scooter. We like Scooter.
No, he's fine.
But sometimes he's got 8 or 10 posts or comments in the chat box, and we just can't do them all. We just can't. So
nor should we. Some of them are just silly.
Are we limiting him to how many a chat box segment?
No, I don't think you'll limit him. But I think if everybody got tired of him, they'd tell him.
I got news for you. They do.
Oh, okay.
Over on the Rumble
Well,
box.
there you go. Okay. So, yeah.
So, all right, we'll do both for you,
It's
Scooter.
freedom
okay?
of speech.
Half the country is not racist. Racism is the rationale the majority uses to suppress and oppress the minority. Boy, I'm not sure what side that statement's on.
I don't even know.
Peggy Giannino. Good morning. Guess where Peggy Giannino, an Italian from St. Louis, family is from? Take a guess.
Where?
Take a guess.
Sicily?
Yes.
Hey, how you doing?
She's my great buddy, Peggy. Matter of fact, I was at Adriana's getting sandwiches on a Friday for my wife and I, and Peggy was sitting there with a couple of her friends on those little like benches that they have there on the sidewalk, and she goes, "Vic?" I said, "Peggy?" It was just weird. We hadn't seen each other because she does a lot of great charity stuff. She really does. Race humor is less and less acceptable. That's a good thing for the country. Disagree with you there, Scooter. Comedy is comedy.
Comedy's comedy. Dave Chappelle used to do the perfect white guy. I mean, I thought he was so funny, and people were like, "You can't do that. That's called appropriation." I'm like, "No, it's called comedy, dumbass." I'm just sorry. I'm sorry, but it's comedy. Stop.
So I can't talk about it at all, but he did a bit on his show where he was the milkman for the family, and the family's name was almost the N-word. Almost.
Oh, he's a genius.
Yeah. Richard Pryor, too.
Richard Pryor, yes. And who else? A couple of guys that arguably would be actually are racist, kind of. But Key and Peele, I love them.
Yeah, I like Key and Peele. I don't like everything. I love Aaron.
I just think it's so funny. I think when they had the guy who was speaking for Barack Obama, and Barack Obama was very, very above board. He was very educated sounding. And then the guy just starts going off like yelling and saying, "I'm going to come and get you."
I like the substitute teacher.
Aaron? Yeah.
And
D Nice. D Nice, I thought was great.
Now, Jordan Peele, not that one. In case you don't know which one is which, the one that's substitute teacher is not Jordan Peele. It's the other one, the heavier one with the
right.
He reignited the Twilight Zone. and they did Twilight Zone episodes. This was only a few years ago.
Oh, okay.
And he did the Rod Serling parts.
He's a really good director.
And let me tell you, some of those episodes were awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Sorry, guys. Over to Rumble we go. Uno. One numero uno. That's our buddy Paul. DLW just has a W. Trace in honor of a Houck, a loogie, and hair plugs. It's so the sombrero thing, and Donald Trump is the entire mariachi band playing behind
that one was great.
It's so funny.
It is funny. They should not have reacted the way they did to those. That's just such a bad thing. It's a bad look for them.
You know, you make fun of me all the time, and I I laugh, you know.
Right.
When I leave her, I'm like, God, I hate him. No, I don't say that. Yeah. I don't say that. So Don wants to know, when do we do German Heritage Month? What do I look like? The Heritage calendar boy?
No, but you brought up Italian. So
that's because this.
And what about Irish?
I don't know.
What about Welsh?
Oh, my God. Go find your own month. This is our month. You know why? Because Columbus. October is Columbus Day.
What's October mean? What does that word mean?
8.
Oh, okay.
Octet.
Oh, okay.
But it's the 10th month. Makes no sense.
No.
Right?
Right.
Yeah. What's your point?
I don't know.
Good.
I was just wanting to know. Information. That's all.
Vic and Ken, you asked where I was yesterday. Business calls. No fun when you have to fire an employee.
Oh, that sucks.
Sorry, we're going to have to let you go.
But it is a private sector, so nobody cares.
We don't know it's private sector.
Oh, that's true. We don't know that. Sorry.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. No fair election.
No peace.
No fair tariffs.
No peace.
President, it's a clean CR. Nothing to negotiate. See ya, dem turds, Trump. You know, Donald John Grover Cleveland Trump is much easier to say. Good morning.
But the other way is more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There he goes.
Yeah.
So let's do this like George H.W. Bush. What do you say? Good morning, all you beautiful, mega, ultra patriotic, deplorable, garbagian, degenerate, freedom-fighting, God-fearing, spinach-eating, dickhead weirdos.
Y'all fired.
1,000 points alike. No new taxes. As a small business owner, it's tough to survive. Oh, so Ed is in the private sector.
Okay.
So nobody cares about the guy's fired.
Right.
I mean, we care.
And that's we were what I was referring to is because when we were fired in the private sector, nobody cared.
Nobody cared about us.
If you worked in the government, everybody cares, and they do a big parade for you when you're walking out the building.
Isn't it, Ken?
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm biased, but you know. All right. Anyway, Vic, it's Yom Kippur, not Yom Kippur. I think we sorted out that whole thing.
Yes, we did.
What do I got to do to get an affirmation from you?
They just wanted to make sure you knew.
Hit the like button.
Would it kill you?
Oh, God.
Would it kill you, please?
Would it break your arm? Would you plummet?
A little bit.
Can I say something?
It might. We don't know that. We don't know for sure if it would.
Why is the word plummet only reserved for plummeting to your death? You never plummet to a broken ankle, right?
No.
Man plummets to his death.
No, you don't plummet to a good time.
You definitely don't plummet to a good time.
He plummeted to a great time that night.
You don't even plummet to a broken ankle, sprained ankle.
No.
I try my bit out on Ken and it never works. That's why I don't do any stand-up. How about start with Rumble chat today? Oh, sorry, Ed.
Little late.
Dried fish, yum. Not. I went to a Jewish restaurant the other night. The Gavilta, amazing. Scooter was spewing his stuff yesterday on another radio station. There's another radio station?
I don't think so.
He is a hot ass mess, honey.
Good morning, Allison. How are you? Scooter was spewing on Mike Ferguson in the morning this morning.
Oh, okay.
How about that? I don't even know what Scooter's voice sounds like.
No.
Probably sounds like, I don't know. He is on every conservative. Oh, is that right?
It seems like if I don't know their voice sound, I always go the David Remnick voice.
I'm David Remnick.
That just sounds like it to me.
Frank Zappa gets a nod. How about our first guest today, bringing up Frank Zappa?
Yeah.
Jamar. This is Jewish stuff. I don't know how to say it. Gamar Chetima Pova. Wishing you a meaningful Yom Kippur.
Oh, nice.
Filled with forgiveness, purity, and renewal. And I believe apples and honey.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
Who doesn't like that, right? Democrats like to cause discord. That's his goal. We need a limit. We need something limit. I don't know what that is, what that emoji is. Ken, I don't know if you do or not.
No.
Okay. Leftists are natural born agitators. Don't forget liars. They're liars. He said Marin. It has a T, dumbass. Who's he talking about? Us? Obama was divider in chief on purpose. Alinsky playbook. And the Dem turds keep it going with them now. Democrats are and have always been the party of slavery, Jim Crow, segregation, KKK, and family disruption. Bowman is a dimwit. What happened to Now era? What happened to Now? National Organization of Women, Gloria Steinem. Right?
That's a good question. That's a really good question.
Hypocrites!
They need to step up.
Yep. It says hypocrites. Hypocrites. Hippocrates. What? Hey, wait a minute. The Hippocratic oath. Hypocrisy. What's going on there?
I'll have to look into that. I don't know.
He doesn't even recognize the damage the Democrat Party has done to the black community since the Civil War. We talk to people from Project 21 about just that fact.
We talk about it all the time.
In their sick minds, they truly think they hear voices calling them names. LBJ's Great Society destroyed the black community. We are all here because we are fighting the fake news. His James Gang stuff was great too. Joe Walsh. Actually, Funk 49 is originally a James Gang song, I believe.
Yeah.
All night long, Vic. Life's been good. Nope. Life's been good. I don't know.
Life's been good to me.
I thought I
so
said that
far.
though. Didn't I say that? Or did I say all night long? I don't care. Rocky Mountain Way, love it. Sal, one of Sal's favorite songs. Libturd politicians have diarrhea of the mouth. I'm gonna better get that looked at. Deportation equals less crime and more resources for American citizens. And I think less customers and more stuff on the shelves mean the prices will go down, right?
Yeah, I don't believe all that stuff. See, you remember the Democrats were trying to tell us during the Biden administration that we need people here because if not, we won't have any food anymore. And they don't take any jobs but picking fruit and vegetables. That's all they do. It's just not true. None of that is true. Stop that.
Stop it now. I miss Zappa. I do. Our first guest today mentioned.
Yeah.
Frank Zappa. Kerry is what you get when you mix the clone DNA of Al Gore and Mr. Ed. Wilbur. Gore said that the polar ice caps would be gone by now. When do we call them out on that they've never been right about any of this?
Never been right. Like not even once.
Wasn't it Gore that said oceans were boiling? I had some issues with FZ's politics, but at least he produced something others could enjoy. Nancy only serves self. Who's FZ?
Frank Zappa.
Frank Zappa,
and
of
we
course.
can separate the two.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Shut it down. Doge
Okay.
the heck out of this opportunity. Drain the swamp. Save money. Oh, no. Dweezil Zappa, Ahmed Zappa. They were in a band together. Really?
Yep.
Thanks for having the record player on tonight, listeners, this morning.
Make sure you have the record player on at night.
Jamie's next.
If you're considering an annuity as part of your retirement plan, we need to talk. Hi, I'm Bob Stockdale, Senior Vice President Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money Saturday mornings at 9 on News Talk STL 1019. Annuities can be a useful tool for some retirement investors, but not all annuities are created equal. Every week, we meet clients who own complex annuities that don't suit their needs and, in some cases, actively undermine their retirement plan. Before you purchase an annuity, get a second opinion from the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel. Requesting a consultation is free of charge. To request a free consultation, contact us at clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com, or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member NYSE and SIPC.
This December 13th, join wreaths across America at Belle Reve Gardens Cemetery as we remember the fallen, honor those who serve, and teach our children the value of freedom. Help us lay remembrance wreaths on the graves of our fallen heroes. Sponsor a wreath, volunteer, or bring your family to this meaningful tribute to our veterans, because every hero deserves to be remembered. Learn more and sponsor a wreath. Visit NewstalkSTL.com.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go, and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-515-2397. 800-515-2397. That's 800-515-2397.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Belfast, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at NewstalkSTL.com.
In Washington, the government shutdown continues after the Senate failed to pass a bill to extend funding for 7 weeks.
In a repeat performance of Tuesday night's votes, the Senate on Wednesday rejected measures aimed at temporarily funding the government to allow more time for negotiations. The next opportunity for a vote is Friday, when the Senate returns from a break for the Jewish holiday of Yom Kippur. Both parties are blaming each other for the impasse, which has furloughed hundreds of thousands of federal workers and closed many government services. Greg Clugston, Washington.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says the administration is working hard to try to end that shutdown.
President, Vice President, the entire team here will continue to work and talk to members on the Hill to try and come to a resolution, to try to encourage Democrats to muster